for the puzzle thing.
Greetings.
Howdy.
Hi. Let's see, how much do I have now? Wow, enough for one whole upgrade. That's crazy.
So you know what? I may upgrade the rain by 10 then, just so.
Let's see.
Upgrade the rain by 10, upgrade the common by 10, just so I can do funny donations.
Upgrade. Wait, actually, I just realized the capacity for the cubies. Is that permanent?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Let me cash out and then get that upgrade first.
Oh, you can only upgrade them up to 10. Oh.
Oh.
Interesting. There's still 3 that I have not done, and it's probably from fishing in the lake or fishing in the river or fishing the spears.
Crazy.
I've just been fishing in the ocean. Maybe change things. You know what? I'm gonna change things up a little bit because I do know the bathroom. The bathroom needs the lake thingies.
Did they change the video player?
Yeah, they did.
How do I?
So there's an arrow. There's an arrow thingy.
Oh.
At the bottom, you click it, and then it goes floop.
Okay. Anyway.
You want to fish in the lake or fish in the ocean?
It doesn't matter to me. I want to see the new area that they made first.
Yeah, this over here.
Let me cash out.
Thank you.
Saya.
You.
You're awake. They're finally awake.
That's crazy.
The resident cat. Oh shit. Let's see. Huh. Ooh.
So yeah, you know how you said the other world has coal and everything and all that kind of stuff? This is gonna get upgraded with a puzzle dungeon and companion quests and all that kind of stuff.
How's what?
From those doors over there.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is it's not just gonna be fishing, it's gonna be dungeon puzzle stuff and added like a whole adventure.
Oh.
Yeah, a whole adventure is gonna get added to this world.
Oh.
So that's what I'm looking for. It's like late March, April is gonna get added. So
I see. That's not
that's
far.
why I'm a bit excited with this world. I'm curious about the Animal Crossing one.
Yeah.
I'm curious about the Animal Crossing one because
Yeah.
you know it does have kind of a more exploratory thing now, or at least will upon release and all and cold and whatever. But like this place, like depending on what the dungeon adventure puzzle quest adventure thing is gonna be, I don't know. It may top that.
What's this play button thing on the next to the X button now?
The play button next to what now?
The X, oh, it brings the video to you. That's interesting. Okay.
Oh, what? It brings the video player to you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, like when you open up your menu
Okay.
thing, there's a little play button right next to the X button to close the
Yeah,
window.
I'm clicking it. It's
Yeah.
not doing anything.
Do you see this?
Do I say? Oh, yeah.
You see me moving it? Ooh. Ooh.
No, I don't see you moving it.
Okay.
Oh,
Anyway.
is it? I can move it. Oh, wait.
Slow.
Oh, oh,
Alright.
oh. Oh. How do if I click this again, does it get? Oh, okay, okay, okay. I see, I see. I see, I see. I see, I see.
Okay, where you want to fish this time, Derek?
You know, I'll just be fishing in the ocean. But let's fish from here.
Oh, not in the lake or anything like that? I thought you were gonna do that. Up to you.
Fishing in the lake for a little bit.
Okay.
And then fish in this new light spot thing. Off of it.
Come on, Zayak, we're going this way. We're going this way.
So you don't really charge gun your shot. You just kind of loop. Kind of just boop. Look at this goose lamprey. Goose. Le goose. Lagoon. Lagoon.
Oh. That dig a cave thing over there is like done.
Yeah, it's been done for a while now.
That's crazy.
Yeah. It has been done for some time. This guy, surf.
Yeah, Derek? Oh, resident cat. Let's see here.
Resident cat.
Oh.
Oh.
I need to hear that thing
Leopard. What thing?
that I sent to you. Of what's his face doing a Majima impression.
Oh, that. that's actually kind of funny. It's actually kind of funny. Look at this. The chub. Wait a second. It's flexing its fin. Look, it's flexing its fin.
Oh, what the hell?
The chub.
The chub?
The chub. So how was your day, Uni?
That's alright.
Yeah.
We went to a world called um, 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 Cycle of Life.
You went to where?
Cycle of Life.
Cycle Life?
Yeah, it's an interesting world. Don't tell me you got that picture of that fish because of that. I'm gonna laugh.
Oh man.
Ooh.
Oh, it's cold. What fraud?
Yeah. Today, yeah. I'm pretty sure Conti was choked up to hear that. Kwame, Mac, and Komaki not in the game.
Yeah.
Pretty
He
nuts.
left. He left the room.
Really? What? Oh, when I meant
Yeah, after you said that he left the room because it was a while after that I heard him coming back to his chair.
Wait, hold on. When did that happen? Because I was with in the call, and I even asked you like, what happened? Is he angry or something like that?
Yeah, he got up from his chair and left the room.
I didn't like as I like literally after I said that.
Yeah, because he like sighed or whatever, and he went silent without he got up from his chair.
Oh. Oh.
Yeah, and it was like a good that whole period of silence. It was a good bit after that I heard him coming back into his room and sitting down in his chair. I was like, wait, when did he get up and leave? And then I kind of realized, oh wait, he probably left when you said you said what you said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess I really got to him, huh?
I mean, it got to me. I wanted to just when you said that to me, I was literally that's still like I want to punch someone because of that.
So
Like that's not lighthearted news. That's like I want to commit acts of violence kind of news.
actually, you know what? I just thought of something. As we something we can listen to as we fish right now. We're gonna listen to a podcast right now about them talking about Kwame 3. Let me put it up on the thing. So as I was paying attention to it, Dark. Oh, man, you're busy.
Oh no, welcome to the stream. Hope you have a good one. Yeah.
I told you that the reason why they took out Mac and Komaki because they want to cut back. So I learned that there was another thing about it. Some rumors and stuff like that are saying that there was a third party that was working on the game.
What, Kwame 3?
Yeah, working, like, helping make the game and all that. Just rumors.
Okay.
Hold on. Since I can bring the player to me, I'm just gonna... hold on. I need to find the player, goddammit. Wait, how do I... Ah, I see.
Yakuza 3 is now out, and enough time has passed for most of us to get an idea of how.
Can you hear the video?
Unfortunately,
Oh,
this
wait,
game
you can't.
finds itself surrounded by a record amount of controversies.
No,
that bring
because I
on
don't have the
shortage of
video here, and I
arguments
also have
wherever
it
you go.
muted.
Ladies
So
and
let me
gentlemen,
actually.
welcome back to another episode of the RGG Cast, where we talk about all things Yakuza / Like a Dragon related. In today's episode, we'll talk about the many things we have to say regarding Yakuza Kiwami 3. Joining me today are Gokudoni and Frub, and I'd like to take a moment to thank Hello Guillotine as well for providing all of us with codes to cover the game. So just to make this clear from the get-go, we all got codes for the game, but we're not sponsored to play it in the typical sense, but we're paid to play it. We'll say what we truly think, and if you still take issue with us playing it at all, in spite of the Kagwa issue, that's fully understandable. But we would also like to make it clear that despite us playing it, that there are things about this game that we're not fans of. Having said that, I'll just mention that we're going to separate K3
No,
from
because I
Dark
gotta
Ties,
figure out how to unmute
Dark
it.
Ties will be covered in another episode.
Okay, there. What?
Now,
Okay,
folks,
that's weird.
how are we doing today? I imagine we'll have a lot to say, but let's start with you, Gokudoni. How are you, and what have you been up to?
Pretty good. As of the time of this recording, we've recently had a commemorative video come out for Nier Automata, which may result in a proper sequel right now, and I'm pretty excited about
Pause
that.
my music.
That's pretty much the only news that has happened. I've just been playing K3 and DT, and that's about it.
Yeah, I've heard about the Nier news, so
Right,
I guess
yeah,
we can expect a new game sometime soon.
I mean, even if it's just a port of reincarnation, just please give me something Yokotaro related.
Hopefully.
It's so weird they called Reincarnation Part 3 and then you have no access to
Platinum
it.
Rod.
Exactly.
Oh,
I mean,
when
they
did you
could
get
pull a
that?
Kingdom Hearts and just,
if
compile
I
all the
fit
cutscenes
different
and
fish
release
shot.
it in a collection.
I
But
see.
nah,
Yeah.
this is Square Enix we're talking about.
And how about you, Frub? I know you've been playing Romeo as a Dead Man.
I've been loving Romeo as a Dead Man. For those who don't know, Romeo as a Dead Man is a new Suda game. I'd highly recommend anybody who is jaded with the current state of gaming remakes, stuff like that, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Play a Suda game.
Stream
Go play Romeo as a Dead
that's
Man.
great.
It's fantastic. It's just it's a very easy and probably the most accessible Suda game, and it's solid.
I'm kind of hoping that
yeah,
Stranger in
outside of
Heaven
that,
will do good when it comes
health-related
out.
Shenanigans as per usual.
Oh gosh,
I
big
spent,
fish in the lake.
The entire month of January.
I'm
sick with the flu.
out.
What?
I hope you feel
So I'm
the
having
best
my
you can
doubts.
as soon as you can.
Because of Kiwami 3, how
Maybe
bad it
sick
is.
is not fun for anyone. So we
Yeah.
can talk about the gameplay.
What happened if it was a different group of people
We have a
that's
lot to
doing
talk
it?
about. I can only hope we don't
I have
exceed
my
the
doubts.
4-hour mark with today's recording, but we'll see how
It's
that
still
goes.
RDG.
Hey, look at that.
It is a fear.
It is a fear, definitely.
Man, you look like a real
The last few
demon.
episodes were all over the 4-hour
I
mark.
did.
Some of them
My
maybe
face is
even
all like
5-hour
scribbled
mark.
out and everything.
Yeah.
You remember the tier list? We had to split that into 2 sessions.
Yeah.
And even then, they were both over at least like 4 hours. We just had to cut a lot of the,
Oh,
you
was
know,
it like
Fluff.
just?
yeah, yeah,
Oh,
thank
it
you.
was. Oh, that's funny.
Probably.
We had to take a break in the middle as well.
Yeah. Which I expect
We
will be the
should.
same. There.
I'm sure there's probably some people who are like wondering what our updated rankings are for some of the newer games at some point. So we should do something like that again.
Yeah.
But with just the newer games, not going over everything again.
Yeah, yeah.
Unless we want to change 1 or 2 things.
I'd be down for
Yeah,
that, definitely. All right, well, I know a lot of people might be excited to hear about. Well, I don't know about excited, but they might be eager to hear about our thoughts about the story or the content and all that. But I feel like we're gonna start with some of the stuff that's gonna be easier to nail down in terms of discussion. So we thought we'd start with the combat. So yeah, well, we're gonna go through the gameplay first, like combat, side stories, all of that, and then we'll move on to the story. There's gonna be timestamps if you want to jump ahead, so feel free to make use of those as well. But for the time being, just give me your general thoughts about the combat. Let's start with you, Fruit.
Yeah, the It certainly feels. I was kind of surprised with Dragon of Dojima Star for Kiryu being quite as like. It's obviously not going to ever be a full one-to-one because the way the Dragon engine works compared to the older engine, you can't just plop that into the Dragon engine and then change other parts of the game, like how enemies behave and just have a balanced game. But I was very surprised at how Dragon of Dojima Star was extremely more similar to Yakuza 3's original combos than I was expecting. I think there's definitely been an issue with Kiryu combat in the past in the Dragon engine not being quite as satisfying brawler-wise as obviously the older engine, like 5 and 0. But I feel like K3 hits an interesting blend. I actually quite like it. We obviously have this new like critical hit function. I've seen a lot of people complain about how tanky enemies are, and I feel like it's a part misunderstanding of the aura system, and also part not liking the aura system, and I can get that. But you can actually do it. You can do a lot of damage if you like break someone's aura and then carry on that combo because you get free crit hits, or if you go into your dragon heat mode, I can't remember what it's called in this game. You can get like every hit as like a crit hit there, for example. And there's some interesting ways to mix up the combat in this one. So I kind of like it. I kind of like it a lot. Now I am
I like it a lot.
I am an OG Yakuza 3 player. I adore the original Yakuza 3, as you'll find out today. So I'm not someone that hates the original Yakuza 3's combat, but I quite like how this at least tries to be different without, breaking the mold too much.
Yeah, that's a fair take. And how did you find the combat to be, Gokudoni?
Going by my experience now, which, I mean, it could be a subject to change in a couple of months because I haven't unlocked everything yet. But I kind of feel mixed on it. I didn't click with it to the extent that I thought. I still prefer it over something like K2 by a wide margin, but it almost comes off like K3 wasn't done by either the A team or the B team that we're now used to. I'm not sure if you heard the news about how apparently parts of K3's development were outsourced to a random company, so maybe that's why.
Could be.
But like,
that's all I was talking about.
If I had to explain it in like 2 sentences, it would probably be that they're conflating combat depth with complexity. Because on paper, you have a ton of moves available, which should, in theory, mean that you have, a ton of options in every single combat scenario. But when you look at the utility of plenty of these moves, it's kind of streamlined. So it comes off like they threw in
that one looks better
stuff just to present it as like, okay, you have a shit ton to do with, but you end up with a bloated system instead. I feel like they could have cut down on some of the fluff and wound up with a stronger system. Having said that, I actually really like what they've done in Essence with the Dragon style, but we're gonna elaborate on that a bit later, I presume.
Yeah, no problem. Well, I was gonna say, like, us getting useless moves is not even the problem per se. It's that, well, the way I feel about K3 at least is that we have a couple of useless abilities in its skill tree that's pretty limited to begin with. Like, say for example, in Yakuza 0, you had like up to, well, I'm not gonna count the 4th style. We have up to 3 skill trees for each of the characters, and all of them have a whole bunch of moves you can unlock. And I still remember, well, like one ability that really just kind of stands out in my brain is in Majima's Thug style, you have this like back kick. I'm not sure if you guys remember it, but like if you do heavy attack, yeah, back and heavy attack, he will do just like a back kick. That's really useless. Like you're just better off, like, I don't know, just moving around or dodging into position or just doing anything except that kick. So like I'm used to having useless abilities, but I feel like for me the problem with K3 is that even though the combat feels good, like Froob said, it's that I kind of wish there was, more options, which you instead have just like bloat in the upgrade tree with the cuisine connoisseur and all that jazz, but we'll get to that soon probably. But yeah,
which is also interesting because like a lot of people don't realize the way that it's laid out. You can actually skip over certain upgrades because you have access to it from like the other path. But with the way that it's actually laid out on the screen, it is weird. Like for as thin as a tree is, it's not very apparent what you can do. One thing I wanted to ask the both of you actually. This is something that I've been kind of wondering about for a little bit, and I must just not be looking around as much because I feel like this is probably going to be an issue for a lot of people. I'm wondering about the both of you. The way that they did heat actions in this game and the number of them, because I feel like there's not that many.
Yep.
Which is obviously something that,
Not that many heat
the
actions.
community often goes
Oh,
over
yeah.
the Yakuza 6 with,
So,
hey, this game doesn't have that many
some of the
heat actions.
newer heat action
K3
is
might have
using
less.
a different camera
100%.
I'm still wrong with that.
work for it.
100%.
That you're
Yakuza 6
what we're
offers
used
shit too
to.
because it doesn't have like the ground heat action for starters. It technically has one. But
It
the
doesn't
enemy has
look
to be
bad,
stunned.
but it's something different.
Yeah,
Like,
Yeah, it has one.
It's so weird. There's no essence finisher on Dragon Dojo. Like, what?
I mean, more so with the Yakuza 6, you don't have a ground heat action in the typical sense. You have one if the enemy is stunned and you happen to be in extreme heat mode, which is very, very specific. And then, like you said, in K3, you have one for Yuki style, which switching the style to do it is not, like, too tiring or anything, but, ideally, both styles would have a heat action so you can just do it in whichever style that you want to. But then Yakuza 6 is also impressive in some other ways where, for example, I'll always mention this particular example, but you have the dodge heat actions where the dodge direction will actually, change how the heat action plays out.
Yeah.
That's really impressive. And then, it's not just a K3 issue as well, because Gaiden brought back that particular heat action, but it simplified it. Now you only have one variant. And I don't know why they did that.
Only one variant.
Yeah, definitely, I'd say the heat actions were simplified / reduced, or what have you. Is there anything you guys want to say about the heat actions before we just talk about the Dragon of Dojima style as a whole?
Well, I mean, where do we even begin with that? For one thing, I'm not even sure if there's a conventional list of heat actions present in K3, because normally you would have them in either the help menu or whatever, and you can see what the actual animations are. We had that as a standard.
I like how the tornado is just right behind
I'm
us.
not sure which games succeeding it would omit that choice. But I think both Gaiden and Pirate would have like 20 or 30 different heat actions, which to me didn't feel like as much of a downgrade as to other people, because it came off as if I have an option for every single scenario. Whereas back in the day, you would have, let's say, an iteration of a very specific heat action that plays out when you're facing an enemy from the front, and then you have the exact same heat action that is classified as a different one just because you approach them from the back. But the actual animation is relatively simple, just with some minor changes. Or how Judgment would have 17 different heat actions for friends, either throwing a plunger or a heated dish or whatever,
seriously.
but it's the same thing, but it's
So many in Judgment.
And in K3, it's the first time when I feel that we had too few options. Like, theoretically, you could do everything, you could do something whenever you wanted to. But then I found myself just spamming either the one that you do from the Beast Rush combo over and over again, or the one from the Perfect Dodge or whatever. So it comes off like... Also, I'm not sure if they actually did a decrease from repeating heat actions, because it didn't feel that way either. I don't know, it's such a mixed bag for me.
I feel like
Oh
they
yeah,
did.
because I did it on
Yes, but I
standard.
feel like I only noticed it like late game.
Ah, that's why. So, like, I like what is present. I feel that I repeated the word like way too many times, but yeah, we're doing this off the cuff. It's a weird case where I believe had they had a bit more time, they probably would have put it to the amount that was present in, say, Gaiden or Pirate. It's not that I dislike what is present here, but we could have gone with a bit more. And as for the zoom-ins, I can take them or leave them. I realize some people really hated them compared to the other cinematic angles for the heat actions, but that's a whole different can of worms.
And how did you feel about the transitional heat actions, Rube?
I kind of like them. I see what they're kind of going for. They're trying to make it so that they're part of your actual repertoire and not interrupt the gameplay.
Yeah.
but they're always going to interrupt the gameplay because you have no control. So,
but they're supposed to be cinematic.
I think I agree with Gokoni. Like, with a bit more time.
They're going
and
for
a few
more
more
of a seamless,
I think it
like,
would have been a really good system.
I guess camera.
But it's just
Because like when you
a word
activate
Gokoni
the
used
heat
a lot
action,
earlier
it
today
zooms in a
being
little bit,
underbaked.
and then Kiryu does his whatever he action is, and then after that,
too.
it goes back to normal camera angle.
I also like
I'm-
the
They're
idea
going.
of
They're
transition
trying. Looks like they're
heat actions, I
trying to
think,
go
is
for like a
cool,
seamless
said.
camera
But yeah,
transition.
You have what maybe a total of 5 heat
But
actions
that's not
per year that
Yakuza.
work that way.
Like,
So
no.
just kind of feels like
the heat
could have
action
done more with
should
it.
be cinematic.
So
That's
moving
the
away
whole
from the heat actions
fun
for now,
part,
I
fun
guess we can
gimmick
talk
part
about the Dragon and Dojima style
of the heat
as a whole,
actions is
on its
the
own.
cut
And
to
if you don't
interrupt
mind,
the gameplay
I'll
to
kick
some
things off with this.
cinematic
So I'm just gonna say, starting
kooky
things off, like the mixing
caca,
of
whatever.
old Dragon of Dojima with the new one worked surprisingly better than I thought it would. Like with the animation, transitions, and
Well, the good thing about it,
it
Dark, not all of them
the
does
hits
that.
in this game have quite a bit of oomph to them.
So like, hold on. I'm gonna send you. Actually, no. Wait, sorry yet. I'll send you the quote unquote new camera for the heat actions in Kiwami.
Kick going down and all that, it feels pretty good. He also has the Yakuza 5 dropkick, which is a Alpha specific choice. Kind of wish he had the Yakuza 6 one, but maybe that could have been overkill. Yeah.
You bet.
And then something I talked about in one of my latest videos is one issue that I have with this style is that what they've done with the grab and the outcomes of the grab. You start without having like a heavy attack outcome for the grab. You have to unlock that, but then when you unlock it, you find out it's a throw, much
All right.
similar to the throw.
I send you the
Just kind of
a video in your DMs with the heat actions.
on it. It's an outlier because I don't think they've ever done this.
Again, not all of them uses the new, but like not all the heat actions uses the new camera angle or whatever thing that they have. It's just only some.
Get something, it's just like a throw, which I mean, it's not a horrible option, mind you, but like.
And you'll know the difference when once you see what I'm talking about.
Same, similar to you, the amount of times I grab it and press down and break out the grab immediately. Like, it was just like.
How do you guys feel about the
Like the first few, right, is the traditional camera angle, right? Yeah, the first few is your traditional heat action camera.
But sometimes it felt like it staggered things more often than not. That was a close call.
That's also go ahead and further. How do you two feel about like the strong attacks that give like the wind effect or the ground breaking effect? Do you think that was cheesy, corny? Did you like it? I kind of liked it because I feel like it gave it a little bit of like impact.
Yeah, it gave it a lot of oomph. Especially on the target stuff, like
When once you get to the him throwing the shield and all that stuff, that's the new heat action camera transition thing.
I haven't even started.
Oh damn,
let's leave
that's
that for
crazy.
later. I have like a vendetta against all of the fillers here. Like nothing against the anime, but like dear God, we Capcom in 0, K1, K2, half of the games.
Oops, I did not mean to do that.
Northstar Lost Paradise. This is not
Alright,
your
one
movie,
there.
sir.
Can you believe Fist of the North Star was more faithful to
advertisements.
K3?
Advertisements.
Like, just think about that for a second.
Oh my boy, they massacred. But like, yeah, thirdly, I realize there's always this, especially.
I'm assuming you're watching it right now.
And
Yeah.
But yeah, the first one is your traditional camera transition heat action. I guess you can say the classic. But once it moves to the next one, you'll see it.
I think a bit of wind isn't gonna make a difference, but it looks cool.
Don't forget the story segment.
Let me know when you start seeing Kiryu throwing the shield.
Oh yeah, exactly.
That's legitimately some of the shit that Panda does in K3. But we'll get to that later.
Yakuza 5 wants to be the Yakuza. That's why I respect that.
Yeah. It goes all out no matter what anyone says.
Yeah. It dreams.
Dreams big.
Wait, yeah, let's just quickly get back to...
Did you get to the part where Kiryu is throwing the shield?
Yeah.
That's the new quote-unquote transition into the heat action.
Muscle memory kick in. But I feel that the utility of many of those moves isn't there. You know how the gut punch, so square, square, triangle, would normally crush an enemy to go by, like, fighting
I
game
don't like
terminology.
that.
But here it would just push them back.
Not the worst, but
slightly,
you know,
stagger them, and that's about
it's
So you
something.
wouldn't keep comboing them. Or how the default guard
No,
break,
because there's just this
the one that
awkward.
everyone spammed in OG
After the
three.
thing is done, there's this
It's
weird
not a default guard break
awkwardness
now, but it's kind of a launcher, but only
that
when you charge
happens
it
with
up. So it's
Kiryu.
like, they really switched off
I don't like that.
They just have a different means of doing damage rather than having a very particular strategic use in which at least it's not that. So like, I enjoy what it did on a fundamental level, but when you look beyond that, it's kind of, what do they change? They want to focus more on all the time.
Yeah, no, I get it. It's a simple corner.
Yeah, man, that's something else with coming out of the heat action.
It's just the weird thing that they only do for some of it, not all. Because when you get to the tonfas or the nunchucks, right? Or no, not the nunchucks, the tonfas, it went back to the classic camera, right?
Actually, for Dragon and Dojima,
Yeah.
that I am wondering about for you two. How absolutely useless is the parry? Like, when you parry an enemy and you throw them away
it's
further than your
kinda
combo
weird.
range and they recover quickly.
I am not gonna lie to you. I was about to give a shout out to some abilities I forget existed.
Anyway, yeah. If you stop watching it, but yeah. Anyway, yeah, that is the new transition camera thing.
The case that you brought up, sometimes it feels like no amount of magnetism is gonna fix that. You would need to
Don't like it because you're just saying it, or you actually don't like it.
When you're using
No, I
Serpent
actually
Guide
don't
next
like
to
it.
the enemy, or something like the held circle input for Mina, where he just, depending on the distance, really teleports to the enemy. But here it's like, as far as spacing options go, it's not as versatile as you would imagine it to be.
I'm gonna go ahead and do that shout out that I was gonna do. So one of the abilities I always forgot existed is the heavy attack agent combo.
Oh no.
I know people memed about that because like, what the fuck is agent doing here? But legitimately, even setting that aside, I forgot that was a thing in the game, so I never did it. And another ability that I kept doing by mistake, I didn't even want to do it. I just keep reminding myself by accident that it's in the game. Is not the hold heavy attack combo, but the normal one. Like you do heavy attack twice, I think, and you do like a kick into another kick. I also
right.
yeah, I forget that exists, and I just do it by mistake when I want to do a tiger drop or something. And I'm trying to think of like other abilities that I either used or forgot about, but at the moment, I am not sure I can think of anything. Well,
Maybe the beast grab.
The beast. Oh yeah, that breaks
Yeah.
boss's guards, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had
I'm
one
gonna
problem
sit
with
down.
that.
God.
Actually landing it is a major pain in the ass.
Actually, maybe not.
When it came
God.
to the grabs on bosses because their aura, like when they were in their aura, what I would
Oh,
do
it's
is
gold.
like dodge behind them and wait for their attack to end and then just grab them.
Mhm.
That felt like the only
Exactly.
way sometimes.
Mhm.
Like,
We
and then
gotta
we
give
come
that
back
a
to the
try.
problem of not having a triangle attack, and then oh god,
Yeah.
the boss is broken out already.
Jesus Christ. It feels like they wanted to. This might just be, again, a gut instinct thing, but how, in the case of Gaiden and Pirate, or even something like the original Judgment, you always had the idea that one of the styles was designed specifically for single target damage, the other one for multi target damage, even though if you're good enough, you can make both of them work in both situations. But here it felt like instead of going that approach, they wanted both styles to have a utility that will be the opposite. So in the case of, let's say we call Dragon Style the single target one, they threw in the Agent Rush combo to give him kind of better crowd control options. Or in the case of something
Oh, I
like
see.
the Ryukyu style, you have the Nunchuck attack or something to that effect. But again, until you really upgrade it, because there's one that increases the area of effect for the agent combo, it didn't feel as useful. Apart from, I think, the first attack being a critical by
So they're
default.
saying
So
that
yeah,
the Dragon and Dojima has an agent style combo
Yeah,
in
I was
it.
gonna say it's very funny you say that. I'm gonna
That's crazy.
upload a video real quick into the voice chat.
Yep, it has
This is the Ryukyu style
heavy,
stuff.
the agent heavy,
This is
whatever.
a speedrun
Yeah.
strat. The AI in this
thing.
game is a bit dumb. If you break line of sight, they all just run at you, and that's what you can do.
Oh, they're all dead just like
Wow.
that.
Okay,
That's crazy.
awesome.
That
Wow, that's
So
actually cool.
the AI is a little stupid.
stupid.
I think
Which I
that
also think
actually,
is
you know, that was always the
I think
same,
that
Dark.
it's
Because
honestly
if
a
you
lot less
realize in
obvious
the
than
any of the game that was in the Dragon engine, right?
'Cause, like,
You
imagine
kind of
the-
notice that the AI are
there's-
kind of
there's actually
a bit
some
more
boss
stupid
fights that I actually quite
in
like
those kind of
this
games,
compared to the
right?
original. I think they do some really cool
More
not like
than
that.
more than in the original, right?
Yeah, normal enemy AI is a bit stupid.
Because
topic of
in the
taking
normal
games, I
Yakuza
came
3,
across a
right,
video. I'm not sure if I'm gonna be able
the
to watch it
enemies
on
used to
screen, but
block pretty
if
much
you taunt,
everything,
it can break enemy AI and you're
Yep.
just standing still, apparently.
which was kind of
If
annoying
you
at
carry your
the,
weapon,
if you
it will
think
just
about it.
stun them for a while, and then they'll reset after a while. What the hell?
Yeah.
I mean, it might be, at least as far as this whole camera
You'll
stuff
hit
goes,
that
it's
loop.
a pretty well-known fact
In
in
the
the VRC
original
community
one.
where enemies off camera aren't aggroed onto you unless they already started an attack animation. So it would help you out on some of the higher difficulties. But here it just looks silly more often than not because of the way that the camera functions. Yeah.
Yeah. I will give a shout out to, again, the fact that there's a taunt and it not only
Yes.
enrages enemies, but you get some heat from it as it's supposed to be. So that's good.
It functions.
It functions. Yes.
And there is a heat attack that is
functions.
actually applicable
That's
to taunting
crazy.
as well, which is nice.
Ooh, nice.
Man, Dark.
It's nice.
RE9 is
Good to
looking
say
better
about that
and
one.
better each day right now.
I thought so, yeah.
I mean, it's
So, as our
Just a
viewers
few more
know,
days.
the essence
Just
of
a few
Wolf
more
is
days.
good for me.
Terror, I think, in the original. Something like that.
I am.
Me
The one you
and
learned
two
from
of my
the
coworkers
lady who
share the same
distributes,
excitement.
tissues as a
I mean, I am
So-
looking
Oh,
forward
is it
to
cut
when
off?
you
yeah. So they-
Yeah.
when you
they
get
bring
it for
back
me
that
and
Emperor Dragon
we
style,
start playing.
but
Oh,
the
I start
last
playing
hit,
it.
where you like grab an enemy's hand and attack them, is gone for some reason. Like I don't know what's up
We
with that.
gotta get it during the hype,
There's
during
a whole lot of
the
things with K3 that kind of feel that
at
way, like,
least
it's kind of there,
the
but
first few days
it's
as
also
when it comes out.
chopped or just I don't know, like I don't know what happened.
I don't want to miss the hype.
Like the more I try to think about it, the more I'm just like, yeah, I don't know why they did this. I have no explanation. Like,
Wait,
was it?
what were...
No? I was just gonna say, like, were they afraid that was the last hit gonna make the dragon engine freak out or something? I have no idea.
You good, Sayaku?
I mean, this is the Dragon Engine. Maybe they wanted to avoid Beyblades.
Maybe.
Beyblade.
Yeah, it's like I said to obviously you two when coming into this podcast, is that I don't want to be like massively overly negative to this game because there is stuff in here that I do like. But for every step forward, it does like feel like 3 to 4 steps backwards.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
weird. Like,
From what I'm hearing, yes.
Don't worry, I'm not gonna
So
leave.
really,
Not gonna leave.
Kiwami 3
That's probably gonna be on me, but I'm also
Kiwami
gonna
3
try
has
to words too.
successfully
yeah, same.
took 10 steps
Sorry,
back.
Cook, you were gonna say something?
in their
It
game.
took
On the
more than
topic of what
10.
we just brought
It
up,
took more than 10
part
steps
of
back.
why all
It
of
took
these things
way
will
more than 10
feel
steps
like
back.
greater issues than they are to an average player is because, well, we played all
It's
these
that and the
expensive
fact of the
20+ Yakuza
cutbacks
games.
that
It comes back
they
to that one
did to the
comment of
game,
someone
which
saying,
is
I
really
get that
sad.
hostility towards K3,
The
putting aside the
cutbacks-
cussing and everything, and someone
The
asked them,
cutbacks
did you
make
play the
it
original?
more
And then
than
they were
10
like, no.
steps
Well,
back.
there you have it.
And
This is something that I want to like bring
every
up.
time I think about Kiwami 3
I
now,
do
I
wonder
just
if the
I
backlash
just want to
is
punch
bigger
someone in
this
their
time,
face. I really
because
just want
the vast
whenever
majority of players,
Kiwami 3
obviously, like,
mentioned
us who have played,
talked
like, the
about, I
originals,
just
like,
really
K1,
want to
K2,
punch someone in their
before
face.
K1, K2, and
You
less
know,
so the OG issue and that issue.
maybe
We've
this
been
might be
here
a
before for
bad
expecting
take.
runs, but for the
It
majority of
makes
the
Yakuza
who
7
haven't, unfortunately,
Infinite
had the ability
Wealth
to play the originals, and
better
obviously,
looking.
the sweeping changes to K1, K2.
I mean,
this is
yeah, those were
most of
good.
their first experience of
Those
oh,
were
this
good
is a killer.
games.
Minus
Like,
the little hiccups
This
in the
one as
story,
well,
but yeah, it was
the
good.
reason why we're
yeah,
quite
minus the
upset
little
about it
hiccups
is
in the story, but
it
yeah, those
feels
were good.
more-
The Pyre game
I
was
don't want to
good.
use the word butchering.
Kiwami
It feels
3
like more
is
has been extensively
Kiwami 3
changed
is the new
here than
Halo
in the
5.
other games.
Yeah.
We've actually had
That
issues
you
with
know the
the
thing was
story.
Gaiden and Pyre Yakuza. From like what everyone's saying that the storytelling is
I was
not
gonna
as
say, I
good
came across a comment I think on one of my videos where someone
as
said,
like
man, I played
any of the
Resident Evil 3
previous
and I played Kiwami 3
titles.
and I was just not the same person after that.
I
It's
don't know,
like, you
but,
It's good thing it wasn't Resident Evil
just-
3 remake.
I was just
Oh
about to say
god,
that.
oh god,
Why
please
are
no.
the free remakes cursed? Yo, hold on.
Yeah, just wait for Direct
Yeah,
Dark
Resident Evil
remake.
3
It's gonna be
was
the weirdest
the
one of all.
remake for that was
Please,
actually
for the
kind of
love of
crazy.
God.
Trails in the Sky Third.
No, I was
Resident
gonna say,
Evil
please don't
3
curse that
remake,
character,
yeah.
please. God damn it.
Oh yeah, because
Yeah,
I
don't know, man.
remember the
Resident Evil
remake for
3,
3
now this,
was
maybe
so
the
short.
third
It was
remake
like
came out,
only-
that
It
also
was
got
very-
screwed over, but
It was
yeah.
very short, and it didn't have the same kind of replayability or other things that you could do that made 2 remake for 2 really good. But it didn't have the same replayability that they did for 2.
That was just Capcom kind of fumbling
that's the problem,
really
yeah.
on the remake for that one.
It
not
was.
even-
It was.
I realized
it
that there was a
was.
lot of stuff cut, but around the time when I first played RE3 Remake, I wasn't that familiar with OG3. I just know that Under the Mayo did a very extensive list of, oh yeah, the clock tower was cut and so on and so forth. To me, it was just that RE3 didn't click with me. Maybe
RE2
it
was
the
great.
writing or
The
the
remake was
over-excessive
great, and
swearing,
then
but the moment
I don't know
we
what
switched
they
to
did with
Carlos, and I'm
3.
not
It
even
was
opposed
kind
to
of
Carlos
like
as a character. I just dropped the game for over
like
a year.
everything
I'm
Mark
like,
said
yeah,
in his
maybe
video
some
when
other
he
time.
did
But then I reached the point where he was just talking to a door for like
the
an hour,
remake
but
for
that was
3.
funny.
I agree with. It's like
it's so weird because as you
what
obviously
happened
know
here?
now, the
Something
Carlos
happened
bit in
here.
Yeah.
OG3 is like
But then when
Exactly.
Resident Evil 7 and Resident Evil Village came out, those two games were pretty good actually.
In a
Yeah,
lot
those
of
were
ways,
good.
knowing what we know about the subsequent Yokoyama code,
7 was pretty
potentially
scary,
doing an alternate continuity.
and then
A lot of this could have been
Village
avoided if,
was
number one, they didn't
scary, but with a little
call
more
it
action.
and number two, if they didn't call
Yeah.
K3 K3, but I don't know,
But yeah,
alternate 3 or something to that
and
effect.
everyone was
Because
like
it-
ogling on
Oh
the
yeah, I thought about that too, but then Yakuza 7 was
the
originally
bug-
referred to as Shin
bug
Yakuza,
womans.
it's like, or rather Shin Ryuga
Yeah.
including Demetres. She's actually a bug of some sort, from what I heard.
About this and some of my
Yep,
streams,
they're
but I
all bugs.
legitimately was like, you know what? I would be down with like an alternate reality game. Where
I never
it's
played
just
7.
one
Actually,
big,
really different. Like, say for
gigantic
example,
bug.
I know what happened in 7, but I
with
didn't really know what
someone
happened in
where,
8.
Kiryu goes to jail and you play as Nishiki. Like,
yeah.
it's a completely different take on the story that I think
They're-
would be refreshing. and not
Dimitrescu and her
necessarily canon
daughters are
unless
made up of a bunch
Yokoyama, of course, is like, okay, now we're done with this,
of
but,
bugs that
We'll
just
have to worry about that when we get to it.
hive mind together
Yeah, I
into
also
a
think
form.
K3
Oh yeah, speaking about that,
Fun and
I guess the biggest drop in story in Village is I think when Ethan finds out that he was already dead or something like
I
that.
feel like that might have been
Yeah.
trickier to market as just like, oh,
That was
remake,
a
guys.
good twist,
Well, that aside,
in my
do you guys have
opinion.
anything to say about Dragon of Dojima
Yeah,
before
that
we move on
Ethan's
to the
been
Ryukyu
dead
style?
and
'Cause
everything.
I think I'm
and
out of things to say. Like, it's fun.
Or
but
did he
also,
find
some
out in
stuff-
7?
Oh yeah.
No, he found out in 8.
the actual like dragon heat mode
He found out in the
still
very end
quite
of
strong in this
8,
game, 'cause
and
it gives
then
you, like,
because
crit
he
hits on
found out
everything,
he
which can
sacrificed
help against, like,
himself
enemies
to
that buffer, or
kill
even.
the
But I also like how
fungus.
it's not massively.
I guess, you know,
Like it's still.
I guess he didn't want to live as some sort of parasite or
Three years,
whatever.
RPG games has been like
He didn't want to
massively,
live as
massively
a
busted.
mold. I mean, he
And
was
there's,
already. I
like,
mean, he
I
wasn't
like
living.
how
He
it,
was
like,
dead.
has a
The
different
mold.
moveset to it. You know, just
The mold.
like
The mold that just has his all his or most of his memories.
I do like that. But outside of that,
But then again, like I said, I haven't played it, so
it's
I don't know
more-
anything
it's
really.
more refreshing than I thought it would be.
I
despite
only
the fact
know
that it
everything
holds
because I
on to a lot of
watched
the OG
Mark.
Yakuza 3
I watched Mark's playthrough of it
On
a
that
few
topic,
times.
I'm gonna say a
Yeah.
good thing about extreme heat mode.
Oh,
or
I
whatever
just
it's called,
noticed
but not
Sayaku's
also
over
a
there.
bad thing. One good thing is
In the
that
water.
when you do
Right.
the bounding throws, like they break through hyper armor or
But,
whatever freaking armor that the
Like
boss can come up
I'm
with.
gonna be honest with you.
So
This
that's good.
podcast is making
But
me
on the other hand,
actively like.
it's more automated.
Angry?
Like instead of doing the usual
Yeah.
input, it happens.
You
when
want to
put
stop watching it or no?
Kind
Yeah.
of feels weird.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what they wanted to do there,
I don't
but
know.
just
Is that a yes? Is that a yes or no?
extreme heat mode, I think, is not the
We
best,
can keep
especially in
listening to
K3
it,
where you know you
I,
have the
I
classic
really it just
bounding throws that people
Uh,
are
Losing respect for IGG Studios and
they love that more than the
what they're doing to the game, maybe.
Not-
Dragon Engine.
not
Maybe-
losing
Because a lot
respect.
of
They
those,
they
for me
already
at least,
lost
I
my
didn't
respect.
use-
I, that
use them that much,
they
like
lost
in
it.
K2 or
There is no
Yakuza 6.
losing. They lost
They're
it.
not
It's gone.
useless, but
It's
they just
it's
feel
dead.
weird.
Like they are as
so
a
it's kinda
studio.
sad to
They
see
are
that they
dead to
brought the
me.
classic
Hey,
ones back,
Dark.
like, only for them to be like automated. And
Yeah.
kind of
Would
switch
you
around
say
to-
that Sega had a hand in it
I'm sure
too
you guys noticed, but the
to make it
previously-
worse?
I don't know.
Light
I don't
attack,
know
heavy
who
attack,
had a hand in it or who didn't.
random
I don't know.
banding
But the
throws.
whole
Now,
thing is just
I think the fifth
like
one.
it.
Yep.
Yeah.
I thought
Push all
it
the way
couldn't
down.
get worse.
Yeah, like,
You
I'm not sure
know.
what's up with all of that.
I thought it couldn't get worse,
You know,
and then you
sometimes
told me that they
sometimes will
removed
switch
Mac
things up in a good
and
way, but other times
Komaki.
It just kind of feels like they throw things out of order and see,
Komaki.
like what
and
sticks.
that was just
It goes back to that
that-
one quote by Yokoyama.
like.
I'm gonna paraphrase it here, but basically, I'm pretty
But
sure.
why?
he
Kind of
was
saying,
basically
but
doing
why?
Are you a damn idiot or
upside down
something?
controller.
Because you know, like it's not like Komaki has been in Zero, Kiwami 1 and 2, 3, the original 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm not sure about 7 or I'm not sure about
He
7.
was in 7.
Was he in 7?
Well, speaking
Oh.
of something
Yes,
meaningful,
yes.
I know he was in
Dragon
8.
Finisher.
He's been in
one
all the games.
You know how this
Essentially.
is gonna sound like a jump, but Amon, he has this a couple of weird phases where he will either
But,
jump
you know,
while shooting
again,
enemies,
it goes
where he
back
stands
to
in the middle of the arena and shoots
our-
He was
them.
even in the
He
spin-off.
can't use the
Yes,
finisher on
he
him
hasn't
while
been in the
that's doing it.
spin-offs.
That's annoying.
I was gonna say that
Yeah. I'm
like,
not sure if that's a glitch or if it's just an uninterrupted.
ever
It's
since
like,
what's his
my
face
computer
right
is
now
running
that's
out,
running
it's still
the
slow,
Yakuza series,
maybe I have to
like
interrupt.
everything changed. Like we didn't really realize it. I
Everything
guess
changed with the Fire Nation attack.
I guess you can say no, because if you think about it, the big change was 7 with the whole turn
Yeah.
base.
Sub-story off, and I know where that
Yeah.
sub-story is.
That kind of
Definitely.
split the whole
This time, kind of similar
fan
to
base
Yakuza
apart.
6, you don't need to
Like
be
because
in
one
some
side
sort of
liked
like
it,
an- an
other one
now
didn't
it's either
because they
just
liked
the
the beat 'em
Colosseum
up.
Yeah.
or maybe the Colosseum and the
Like
Region,
like
has also done the
Dark, be
Region.
honest here. Did you like the turn-based Yakuza games?
They were alright. Like, I mean, as the premise as a whole, yeah, I like them. Would they be better
Same.
without the turn-based?
'Cause the
Yeah,
original-
but I mean,
Did
I
you-
didn't mind the turn-based.
Do you like Ichiban from 7 and Infinite Wealth?
I really
At first, no, but he grew on me. I mean, he did grow on me.
He
I
was
will say he's not the best character, but like, yeah.
he was supposed to be like the reincarnation of Nishiki, right?
Yeah, they didn't meet that mark. They didn't meet that mark.
Probably because we were listening to the English stuff.
Yeah, like I guess it's like
Because in the Japanese, in the Japanese dub,
even if we were
with the same
listening
voice, BA.
accessible. And you know,
as Nishiki.
trying to be more
No,
appealing
because I
towards
still, even if it
a
was
bigger
listening to
general
Japanese, no,
do you feel
just
like
the
they've
character in
dumbed things
general.
down?
They missed
Yeah.
their.
Yes.
If
This time
that's
it's
what
a
they
bit
were
too
going
much.
for.
Oh, hold on.
Say that for-
Hold on.
For Gaiden and Pirates, you could say that to an extent, but I feel that if you spend enough time
Do you
with
think,
those,
as I said,
if
do you
spend
think
enough time with
Yakuza
it, you'll
Pirates,
find really cool
Gaiden,
aspects that you can
Kwame 3, do you think they dumbed down
Still pretty early on. A lot of it just
like all the newer
So I think
Yakuza
what?
games?
for a beginner audience,
Dumb
whereas
down
for
the
advanced
dumb
audience,
down the
flat out
game.
dry. And it shouldn't be that way because there's such a simple solution to this. DMC
That's what they kind of
Yeah.
said just
DMC
now.
3 even, I believe, figured it out by
And
would
do
say
you like that kind of thing that they kind of dumb things
If you
down?
want to just press buttons and have cool shit
No.
happen, you can do that with that setting. and
Do you think they
make
dumb it
everything
down
else, like,
too
I don't know,
much?
adequate guard breaks or
What happened if they
being with the
dumb it
proper
down just
leave
like a
that for
teeny bit?
regular playthrough or average player to be there.
Like still dumbs it down, but less than.
But
what
like,
they did.
but it didn't really create a huge impact to the game or anything like that.
So they dumbed it down less than what they did.
Something like that.
Yeah, I think it's fine.
But at this point, they did really dumb it down with the last few games.
They did.
I never thought about how redundant it was.
But anyway,
They simplified the combat so much, and they still ask you, like, do you want to simplify it even more?
Yep.
basically, yeah.
That's
I
great.
mean, it goes back to because there was a number of people from RGG that spoke on this. I believe
Yeah, because like back then, like when you played the original, some of the older Yakuza titles, right? You actually had to do some button combos and stuff like that, right?
But not be as complex as a
Yeah.
fighting game.
Now it's just
And,
button
you know,
mashing,
Yokoyama
pretty
also
much,
spoke on this,
almost.
and Cody spoke on this. Maybe
Almost,
especially
but not
because,
really.
I believe Cody mentioned how they always balance the combat around the worst player in the studio, which, by his own admission,
It's
at this
crazy,
point in time
but
would be him.
yeah,
So
I
maybe
don't know.
that's why.
Maybe. Who knows? Before we get too sidetracked, let's move on to the Ryukyu style. So, how do you guys feel about the Ryukyu style?
I'm gonna be honest, the Ryukyu style is good but goofy for some reason.
And the weapon stuff that Kiryu pulls out and all.
Yeah.
I think for the majority.
Yeah,
of
no,
the
it's
playthrough, like,
it
at
doesn't
least half
fit.
of it,
It
they
just
had the phone
it is
attack
goofy, but not the
that
kind.
did
It's
more
not.
damage
It's
in
goofy,
Ryukyu
but not the
style.
Yakuza classic
basically-
goofy that
You wanna
be.
know something?
So basically,
Or at least a few things. This is not the first time they did that, like where it was just nothing but weapons, right?
Yeah.
Because do you remember a character named Shinada in Yakuza 5?
Oh yeah, the
He was
baseball player.
he was all about the weapons because any weapon that he picked up, he kind of extended on it, right?
Right.
He was really good at weapons, like most of the weapons, right?
Right.
and it even said, you
That
know,
was
you can use
that
it
was pretty
in the
cool.
air or not maybe on the ground. Like that's pretty nice actually. Kind of like that a lot.
Yeah, well, that was good. What they did with Kiryu with the weapon thing is kind of I don't know.
It didn't really fit him.
It's
Like seeing
no, it doesn't fit at
seeing
all. It's
Kiryu was
funky and goofy and not the right kind of goofy. It's
See-
the wrong kind of
yeah.
goofy.
seeing Kiryu like running around with a buckler shield type and a stick that looks like a very short spear thing.
That button actually does much, or
Yeah.
not
It
really?
doesn't.
Okay.
It doesn't
It's
work.
so slow that it misses.
So
the
you want to
button,
know
so they
something
can re-guard.
funny? So there is a mod out right now that fixes a lot of things and adds a lot more heat actions into the Dragon and Dojima style. And funny enough, the Rikyu style, right? What the mod does, and it changes that style into rush style that Kiryu used to have.
But I think when you hold Y or
Oh.
triangle, you bring out like this big stick.
And you know rush style, right?
Yes.
Like you seen it in
It's got pretty good damage.
in Yakuza 0. It was the style that made Kiryu go fight
Sorry, say that again.
a lot faster.
They're also sold for juggles. but
Yeah.
We're gonna get into that later.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
The one option I used the most
That was
still was the
they also fixed a lot of problems with both of the fighting styles in the mod.
like just clear the
Besides
box
adding more heat
gun
actions.
enemies, or if you have that one upgrade, gun enemies can
But
still
you know,
just
with
hold
everything, leave it to the modders
clear
to
the whole
fix
back
everything.
Seriously.
Especially in Bad Boy Dragon, it ruined the early game.
Yes.
They,
Blade drag.
you want to know something else that's funny? With there's a mod that brings back the old Rikia and the old Hamazaki.
So
models.
I'm still trying to think.
They literally imported it from the original and put it into the Kiwami 3.
Consistent to begin with, because like integrating equipment into one style, I think is pretty neat as an idea. And I think my favorite weapons in this style is like the brass knuckles, the god-breaking one. Just like the idea, not the...
Yeah, the brass knuckles was nice.
Slow. But yeah, you have that.
Yeah, those are probably the ones
You
that
have
fit
the
the most.
dual, what they call the mini sides.
If anything.
The blades.
Yeah.
Well, what do you call those little mini
I
size?
think those-
The little
so
sickles.
nunchucks were decent, but I
Oh,
didn't use them as much
sickles?
as
Yeah.
I thought I would.
Oh, okay.
Hand
Most of the
sickles,
weapons have
hand
a heat
size.
action to them as well. The heat action of the brass
Oh, yeah,
knuckles I
but
thought was
well, the
nice,
scythe
but there
is
was
the
this
big thing.
audio
The sickle, I mean, it's
desync
also
that
called
you guys
sickle,
may have
but yeah,
noticed.
hand sickles.
Have you?
The small one, yeah.
Yeah. But I do like it, all things considered. And unlike Dragon and Dojima, instead of like doing normal dodges, you do like a dodge roll with this style. So that's something worth noting. Can you taunt with this style? I can't remember.
I want to say no, but I might be wrong on that.
Same. I'm not sure.
I honestly can't remember. I've gotten out of the habit of taunting unless I'm in dragon style.
Yeah, same. They also encourage you to use the style if you want to block against weapons in general or bullets. I think at one point you'll be able to deflect bullets with the shield, which is pretty neat.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was really cool in the last, in the final one, where there's a lot of gun-wielding enemies. The final long battle.
Yeah, yeah.
I should have used it there, but I haven't, unfortunately. I can't really think of much, to be honest. Like, it has some general, like, really neat
I mean,
weapons that it...
one of the coolest style, or the last cool one, Dark, was the pirate style that Majima had.
Yeah.
Too much with it.
Yep.
Yeah.
But overall, would you guys say...
And I mean, actually, Dark, technically, Majima in Pirate Yakuza had 3 styles, actually, if you think about it. Because his Mad Dog style was a combination of his Force style and Thug style.
In any other game.
Oh yeah.
So,
For what it
you know,
is, you know, it's decent. It's different enough, obviously, from Dragon and Dojima style. Like it's refreshing. Maybe not from what we lost, missed you, Yonashiro. But yeah, no, it's a neat way of having a little bit of culture of Okinawa with all the different weapons and stuff, and just a little bit of a nice kind of throwback to that, and then just it's just there.
I need to unload the
Agreed.
fishes.
It also feels like a nice continuation to K2 specifically, because we have spoken about this a couple of times, but with how the pure beat 'em up combos aren't really that good and feel like a downgrade over Yakuza 6 even, but the weapon-based combat is really good in K2, and so to have a proper weapon-based style in K3 for people that may go the route of 0, K1, K2, K3.
It's only 12:45 or only. That's crazy.
Combat, how do you both feel about being rewarded?
Unless you're going to sleep
with
soon
obviously
or
an
now.
upgrade in the skill tree for doing that style of combat specific action in terms of either
I'm saying that finally.
blocking with Ryukyu style and getting like a slight attack upgrade or attack up, I should say.
Donations.
Do you like that? Do you think it's not enough of an upgrade? Like it doesn't do that much, or
I have 2 things to say to that. One of them is, honestly, I kept relying on the Dragon and Dojima dodge more than the Ryukyu block, because it just felt more natural to me. And second of all, why the hell is the perfect dodge stuff in like almost in the middle of the tree? I didn't like that. Like, they tell you about this very early in the game, and it kind of reminds me of Kiwami 1, where they tell you about the finishers only for them to take them away from you.
Yup.
Oh, that's
It's so stupid. But other than that, setting the, what do you call them, logistics aside, setting that aside, the moves themselves, I like the idea. I mean, would you say Lost Judgment introduced these? I think it was Lost Judgment, right?
Holy cow!
Yeah,
Peg
with
Uni.
the
Did you notice that
charge
there's another
attacks on
donation box right
Tiger
here?
giving you more damage.
Oh shit,
dodging on
that wasn't there
Prey,
before.
giving you
Hold
more
on.
For
attack speed,
basement
and
aquarium.
Snake
Take
giving
Base.
any
you
equitable.
essentially high
That's
level
so much.
Look how much it
Why is it
costs.
so
Look at
much?
how much it
Why is it
costs.
so
Slight correction.
much?
Wouldn't it be more accurate to say
That's
K1
crazy.
did time for blank
10
skills? You know,
That's
kind of
gonna
like
take
destruction
forever,
type
man.
or whatever the other names are.
Massive
if you want to be
aquarium.
really
Show off your fish.
theoretical, yes, probably.
My God.
Yeah. Because when I think of, specific benefits from every single style, I immediately
There's
think
only-
to K2. LJ did it fantastically, but it's just, I much prefer the way K1 did it.
12,503
Yeah.
donate to it.
Man, I haven't.
I don't know
messed
what I
around with
want to
that
donate
system.
to more, the basement
Yeah.
or the
can do some
bedroom?
pretty cool
Because I
stuff
mean,
with
at
that,
least
yeah.
the
I have
bedrooms.
You can. You can.
Yeah,
Wait, what
Godspeed
the heck
combos.
is this?
Godspeed feels so good.
What is
Huh.
what?
Or you could do.
I just realized there's super,
everything in
super
one package.
QB storage
Yeah,
or something like
everything
that.
explodes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just turn
Super
the whole
QB storage?
game into
Yeah,
a Dragon Engine game.
If you click the normal thing right next to
Oh,
the
one
QB
Question. The
storage
prominent-
thing,
the
it takes you
infamous
to
thing that
the
James brought up.
super
What's up
QB
with the juggles in this
storage.
game?
Oh god. Yeah.
Like, I had to bring it up, but like, I can't tell if it's like an inconsistency on the game's part, where sometimes enemies will drop after 2 attacks,
Yeah.
and sometimes it would just be normal, because it wasn't the case in Dark Ties.
Should I stop upgrading my QB's capacity or no?
Because like you, like you'll get 2 hits in
I don't really do any.
Yeah.
I mean, you can use them to donate to like
stuff like
this
guidance. People did drop
and
quite
the
fast in
bedroom.
guidance, but you can keep
I
it in the
guess.
sky by just doing a quick quick step strike, and then you can just go back into obviously doing the rest of your combo and juggling some more, quick step striking again, blah blah blah. But
Exactly.
with K3, you have no way to keep them in the air outside of your normal combo, and like you say, they just seem to randomly drop. Like,
Yeah,
it's
and
weird.
it's not consistent. That's the weird thing, because sometimes it would last normally. So I'm not sure if it's the input, if I need to switch styles at a very specific part of the rush combo, whatever, or if it's just a case of, that everyone enjoyed juggling in some of the games, but given that people were less receptive to the limitations in Gaiden and Pirate, they're like, let's drop it and have people focus on.
To be honest, the juggling was really good in Lost
That was just
Judgment,
like,
right?
why have them
Oh yeah,
present in
Lost
first place
Judgment
if
had the
you're gonna-
best juggling.
You were watching me just juggle enemies for days.
That has me
Seriously.
feeling all kinds of ways. 'cause when
Man,
you
I'm
said,
gonna,
let's
I,
drop
I, I'm gonna
the
miss
juggles
that
like
to be
QBs on
honest,
the
because
combat. Also
there is
reminds me
not
of
gonna be
them
another
potentially
Judgment
simplifying
game
heat actions and like
like ever.
not just heat actions, the heat system in general, like even down to the UI.
I mean, the only other good one
I
was
was gonna
Pirate
say,
Yakuza.
obviously they're not here today, but shout outs to 2
Yeah.
heat bars.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Good direction. Hey, there's praise for you. More please.
Also heat generation. Yeah, it's also pretty good in K2.
Yeah, a great start. Yeah. Yeah, they actually like took on some feedback and actually genuinely learned from it. Also, the interesting thing is with your heat action runs in K3, there isn't the usual slowdown after you use like your first heat action. where you have
Oh
to
shit!
wait,
I
like,
missed.
like 2 seconds or so. You
Yes.
can do another heat.
Wait, what is that?
I
What
like
is
that,
that?
Yeah,
yes.
that's cool.
It
Oh,
is
that's the wrong thing.
very
Goddamn. Oops.
reminiscent of, I think, pre-Yakuza 5, that was a thing.
upgrade this
Yeah.
Yeah.
Starting Yakuza 5 onwards
Yes.
for few games, they had a delay. Yeah. I appreciate that. I appreciated that change because with the 2 heat bars, you can just use 2 heat actions back to back, and sometimes I think I made use of it, so that was nice.
Yeah. And it was also nice again that the crit hits tie in to generating a bit more heat as well. Like just more like they've got good systems in there in K3. They just all need to be fleshed out a little bit more.
Yeah, I meant to also praise like this whole prioritizing attacking enemies from the back feels very reminiscent of OG3. I like it in
Yes.
theory. Like they want you to do that. They want you to focus on crit attacks to maximize your damage and all that. But then like we said, it kind of feels odd in some areas because you don't unlock the perfect dodge bonuses, for example, until a bit later. And I guess I also might take this chance to talk about just a little bit about the aura system. I like that in theory. They're acknowledging this hype armor system instead of it just being random. They're making it a whole thing this time.
Oh
you
yeah,
have to, like, attack
that's
them
right.
fast enough.
The whole
Sometimes just
hyper
do
armor
damage,
that
and also
the
how
enemies
they
have in
get out of
Quantity
this
3
heat state,
is
and then you can,
disgusting.
like, do big damage on them, basically.
Because some of
Love hyper
some
armor.
of the
The cool
tougher
part I had
enemies
was that
will get
even
hyper
though this
armor,
happens, they still
and
have
when you
hyper
deal
armor
with
being
multiple
hyper
enemies that have
moveset.
hyper armor, like the tougher
It's
enemies
still kinda
specifically,
good
or
that if you
the
basically
mini
play the
bosses,
cards right and do the right
you need
combos
to pretty much
try and reduce the
get rid of their
the
hyper
probability
armor
of having
so
to
it
do
can do
hyper
some
armor.
big damage,
So
or
there's something to consider as well.
where they can actually get
Is there anything
stagger
you
or
want to
whatever.
really
Like
do to improve
you
that
see
whole
them
thing,
getting like
or
knocked
just
back or something
out
like
of
that.
curiosity?
Otherwise, when the hyper armor is on, and if you know what it does, they pretty much ignore your hits technically.
If you're a beginner to the combat, you're probably just gonna slowly pick away at the enemy.
So they kind of like walk through it in a way, if that makes
It's just
sense.
a repeat of Blokuza again, because people are like, I'm not sure why this is.
But
working, why
the
this
thing
makes
is,
sense,
one of
but
the
it's just
craziest things that I'm hearing in Quantity 3 is, yeah,
Would you
they
guys
can lose
say-
their hyper armor,
Sorry, go on.
but if you wait around long enough, they can regain it.
Yeah.
So I think, yeah, second phase would be great. And also, like, I don't know what the footage YouTube
I
made
hate
on, but,
that.
like, when I did the game on
So yeah,
That's
if
gross.
if you think about it, if you go into the Coliseum and you're versing 3 enemies that has it, and those 3 enemies has some annoying movesets or something like that, yeah,
Similar thing. In
you're
my
gonna
case,
have
I
a
was
bad
just standard,
time.
But I also experimented with professional
Yeah,
after that. So
seriously,
I think
that's
that's a
gross.
consistent thing. Maybe it's different on beginner. Damage output.
All right.
They kind of fixed it.
Yeah, we can talk
Yeah.
about
Oh, it's
that then.
yellow.
So, the damage balance in this game
Is
kind
indeed
of feels
yellow.
improved compared to the other Dragon Engine games, and that includes the Judgment games, where you can upgrade yourself to the point where one heat action is gonna raise a boss. In this game, it's not like that. I had almost all the attack upgrades personally near the end. I was just missing 4, and I still spent a good amount of time fighting Mine. I thought that fight was done well.
Please, why are you not?
Same.
I imagine though, if you do New Game Plus, you might decimate everything at the beginning, but that kind of makes sense. But yeah, I don't know. I haven't played New Game Plus yet. We'll have to see how that goes.
I'm just glad they added New Game Plus again. No silly
Same.
paywall. Appreciate
Same.
it.
Oh yeah,
Seriously.
yeah.
One shout
No
out as well
paywall.
to your ability.
That would have been so
You have the
stupid
Fortify
if,
Found Weapon
like,
upgrade. I love that.
Yeah.
Oh, but yeah. We like you to pay money for New Game Plus in one of our bundles that has it. So, you know, fork over $24 for it. Like, what the hell?
I like to do my crowd control
so
in
gross.
Dragon of Dojima with the bikes as usual, so that's huge for me.
Yeah.
That is so
Um,
gross.
What
I know,
other
right?
abilities can you think of that are great? I
So
guess
awful.
I can also mention this one. The Ryukyu styles group heat action, so each style has one. Unfortunately, Dragon of Dojima has the chopped returning one. But the Ryukyu style has a whole new one. Like, it's made for the style, and it's pretty good.
Yeah.
I enjoyed the animation. Okay.
Yeah.
Actually,
Shouts to Cuisine Connoisseur.
no. No.
No.
No.
All 3 of Cuisine Connoisseur.
Not on my watch.
Oh yeah.
I had so much.
Very quick thing.
I had so
Apparently,
Can I have another
there's
one
a
about
interesting tool
strategy
in
builds and online
Japan
games?
for VRChat.
Why-
It's called a
why,
translation tool, whatever.
5,000
So,
recovered?
Yeah.
you put on your avatar and you can go to a world that's using a different language, and you can just use your fingers to
What is plus
make the
35,000
box
in
bigger,
space
and
mean?
then it will translate
I
anything
know
that's in the
with,
box.
You know, HP as the game goes on, but
Huh.
there's no
It's
status
really
showing, so
neat.
as you curious HP is like,
It's
I
very
agree.
neat.
So
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but
We need
plus
that for
30,000?
English.
Just say like plus 60%.
For the
HP.
moment right
You
now,
do for
it
the
makes anything
literal
that's in
heat action
English
stuff, or the heat
and
resistance
translate it
stuff.
into
Why?
Japanese right
Makes no
now.
sense.
Is it because it's not a fix? Because
Very useful,
you can
in
argue
my
that the actual
opinion.
heat bar doesn't doesn't get
pretty
extended.
useful
It's
if you're
just two heat
Japanese.
bars next to each other, where
If
this
you're
heat actually
Japanese, yeah.
expands. So they didn't want to fix the percentage. But no, but that also wouldn't make sense, because if it's just a
I'm
fixed
guessing
percentage, it wouldn't matter. Yeah.
I'm guessing it's cuisine connoisseur, because cuisine connoisseur will heal you more when
Cuisine
you get it. Yeah,
connoisseur.
you cuisine connoisseur, you're the worst.
So that's the reason.
Another random thing. Have you heard of a cartoon called
that just said
Kappa Mikey?
the cuisine connoisseur guy must be
No.
stuffed.
Damn. Okay. It was a very old cartoon that was on Nickelodeon back in the day,
You didn't go to all the
20 years
restaurants
ago,
and you have to survive
when
karaoke?
it premiered.
How dare you drink water
Nope,
without
I
paying
didn't
it?
watch a lot
Oh,
of
God.
Nickelodeon.
Yeah.
Zam.
Yeah. If anyone knows, you're an OG.
It wasn't.
Oh,
There
dear.
wasn't a lot there.
There's
that
one more thing I have
liked.
to say about the upgrades before we move on to
Nickelodeon
Miyazaki's
had a lot
training,
of
and that
just
is
I
I
don't
kind
know.
of miss
weird
being able to upgrade
cartoons.
your heat gain like passively, and also the defense.
I
think
watched.
that
I
sort of
watched
thing
primarily
was nice to have.
Boomerang and
Especially
Cartoon
because
Network.
in this game you don't have the equipment system. You have,
Primarily
like, the charm
Boomerang.
system,
I
sure.
watched mostly Boomerang.
So this would have been all the more reason to include this.
With a little bit of. I
other than
watched
that,
mostly
I think that's really all
Boomerang,
for the
and then second most
upgrades
was
and,
Cartoon Network,
the damage balance.
and then
I think in essence,
some
like comparing it
Nickelodeon,
original,
and then a little bit
it's
of
absolutely inadequate, the
Disney
amount of upgrades you
XD
get, and the upgrades you get,
or DX
which
or whatever.
I guess is just the
sprinkled
problem
in
with
with
this
like
as a whole as a remake.
Sweet Life
is
of
that
Zack and
obviously
Cody,
the
Drake
points
and
of
Josh,
comparison is the
iCarly.
original. So
Yeah.
it's easy to say, you know, hey, it's fine for what K3 is, and it is fine for what K3 is. But it's based off of the game that it's coming from, and that's the issue. Like, we lose a lot, which is something we're going to be talking about a lot.
Okay,
We
you know
lose a
what?
lot.
I'll agree with that guy. I'll agree with that guy.
I wasn't listening. What?
If it was if Kiwami 3 was just in itself its own game and not a remake of
because it had, you know,
Yakuza 3, like it wasn't a remake, like it was just
specific skills and then one of two,
like there
each
wasn't
upgrade or
Yakuza
something to that
3,
effect.
right?
Did they try to
Yeah.
emulate that
And in
with a new
itself
system,
was
or it
its
just,
own
we
Yakuza
don't know
game.
what to do, so we'll make
Like
it
a
the way
spin-off.
For
it
all
should
intents
be?
and purposes, yeah, like a
guess it's
spin-off or
kinda-
whatever.
I feel like the brief
Like it was just
the Gaiden Pirate
yeah.
Yakuza system
it would be
worked well
fine.
enough
It would
to
be
Yeah.
fine on its own.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
there would be no
That's also
problems
another
with it
thing
or
that's
anything.
kinda-
Like it
Okay,
would
it's been
be
upgrades.
actually like
How do we feel
I
that
don't know.
some
It would
use
there would be no
upgrades
problem with it.
And
The problem, like
and
he said, the
then
problem
it's all
comes
point-based.
from it
It just
being
annoyed
a
me to
remake
no
of
end.
something
Good
where there
question.
was so
Yeah.
much more.
Yeah.
Because it's
Yeah.
like, at that
Exactly,
point,
yeah.
I get it.
And it's also the fact of
I can understand it as a novel. Made that game
what was I gonna
stand out.
say?
In the case of Pirate,
Um,
dual currency,
let me turn up
again,
the-
it's not ideal, but at least the pirate stuff was really rewarding in that regard. But
Yeah,
the fact that
that too.
Mina's Gaiden finally went just a money route, yet K3 in a lot of ways feels like more of a Gaiden game than Mina Gaiden itself. I don't get the
I
insistence
forgot what I
on
was
the
gonna say
dojo
about it,
and
but,
the upgrade points. It just annoyed me. Also, locking the actual training behind X amount of points being there. Just
God.
please, no.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All of the Hori comments, like, dude, I love you, but please, can you show that for the second game, please?
Yeah.
Man, look at
For those
you!
who
Look at you ranting about
was
the
gonna say,
Hori
for-
bit, and we're not even there yet. Just wait.
Yeah.
Oh, hey.
Everything will be there.
Yeah.
As a summation for those who don't know, your physical upgrades, your attack and your health for Kiryu are money based, but your every other upgrade, your moves and stuff, they start money for like
pronounce
the
that
first 6
name.
abilities, and then they go to this point
Kinda
based system that
suck.
if you've ever played.
But
Gaiden
welcome to the
Pirate
chat.
Yakuza,
Oh,
as,
yeah.
like Dodoni and Leon are saying,
I
it's
missed
the
you
same.
by
Do
6
stuff,
minutes. God
get
damn
point,
it.
Spend point, profit? Question mark?
Yeah, but at least this time it's only points from that point on.
I hate
Of
myself
horrible
by
words
missing
on
you
my
by
end, but
6
you get the
minutes.
idea.
It's an interesting way of kind of balancing to try to not allow you to get too strong too early. But the problem is the fact that you can
Oh, you're actually sitting
upgrade
down.
your
Holy moly.
attack. Some dumb British idiot who I won't name,
Yeah,
hi,
I'm
it's
not
me,
feeling too good.
figured out that gambling in K3 is broken.
Uh-oh.
If you do roulette with the zero jewel, and you know you can just save before you make the actual bet
Ugh.
itself because it's the dragon engine. If you actually land on the correct one, I believe you get 72,000 chips, which turns into 7 of the watches that sell for 500,000. You can get to the
Oh.
final upgrade in your attack tree in chapter 2.
Oh.
Okay.
That's what we do in the speed run.
Oh. Okay.
So
Okay,
yeah,
that's
you
gonna
can
be
bust
awesome.
your attack.
So-
You can bust your attack completely. But the
At
point
the
this
end
is
of
gonna
the
just there
day,
to kind of stop you
it
from
all
getting
comes back to
these abilities where it's just
gambling.
yeah, it's weird balance. It's weird. It's weird.
Are you
Feels
okay,
like a
Dark?
very,
You're just tired
on a
or something.
let's say a fundamental level
no,
JRPG
I'm not
approach, where it's
okay.
just
I
it's not
don't
about
feel
how you deal the
good.
damage, it's about how much damage you deal.
It's not
So they don't
tired.
really
Yeah.
care
I'm
about
not
which
tired
moves
at
you
all,
utilize.
actually.
It goes
I
back
just
to the
don't-
whole
I-
ultimate stuff, where it's like punch things. It's not really gonna
I
matter
don't
what you
know.
do. The
I
important thing
just-
is that the enemy is down. And at that point, it's like, well,
Do
on
not
a
feel
fundamental
good.
level, Yakuza was about being
And it's
Bra-
not
bra-
even
creative
a,
than an average beat.
it's
Brain
not
not feel
a,
good?
sick-
It's not reaching
not-
character action levels,
It's
but
not
it has that
a
perfect
sick,
sweet
not
spot
feel
where you can
good.
do
It's
a
just
shit ton of
I don't
stuff
know
that
what
you expect
not
from a
feel
genre
good.
like that, but within limitations of what
Are,
classic beat
are you
goes to.
feeling what I'm feeling right now?
Well, we
though?
were talking about the training points as well.
Or there's
and,
something
we
different
might as well just
entirely.
bring up Miyazato as a whole.
I don't know what
so
you're feeling.
For those who don't know,
I don't even know
Miyazato
what
is
I'm
a
feeling.
new
Oh,
trainer in Kiwami
I
3,
mean,
the only
I'm
one
talking
really.
about depression.
He is the master of the
No,
Ryukyu
it's
style.
not depression. This
so
is like
he
I just
is the one
I
that
just
canonically teaches
don't
Kiryu the
feel
style, but
good.
you also learn up to 4 moves
Damn.
from him, I believe.
Yes, yeah.
Half of which I would say are useless.
I
But
think so.
at
I
least they have the
fell
Tiger
asleep
Drop.
again.
And you have the
One of which he has plagiarized.
yes,
Exactly.
Thank you. Where do we even begin with Miyazato?
I think the thing is, and you two feel free to correct me on this. I don't think any of us dislike him as a character. It's
No?
kind of nice to have, hey, Kiryu has a friend in Okinawa. Like,
Yeah.
And there's a really nice scene that they add later on in penultimate chapter.
Yes.
With him and some of the other residents, which is really nice. But he's also just there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not so much him as a character, it's the fact that other people aren't there because of him, and the fact that Kiryu goes, oh, master, master, it's like, yeah, I remember a person who used to call you your disciple, wonder why this guy gets all the lip service instead.
Yeah.
Yeah, as
Gee,
a
I wonder
character,
why,
I think Miyazato's genuinely
It's
just a
not like
sweetheart.
the game took out
enjoy his
Kaimaki or
presence in the
anything like
story.
that.
But like Yokidoni said, like,
Yeah.
the main problem is just we saw this in interviews as well, which we'll get to later. But like this guy was planted as a replacement for multiple aspects of the original, and it just causes like mixed feelings. Unfortunately, even though I do like his character, and I like what he does in K3 as a whole. Like he's there as one of the locals that Kiryu gets to know, and throughout Kiryu's stay over there as well, he gets to bond with him, hang out, and all that. It's pretty nice. Between the limited amount of abilities you get from him, and also the way they're kind of, how do I say, gatekeeping maybe the progression with having to get points for his dojo to be able to get upgrades. I'm just not sure how I feel about Miyazato's dojo in this game. What about you guys? Is there
points
anything of
to-
note? Yeah.
The points to get the last upgrade, which is the Tiger Drop, they're not a small amount of points either.
20,000 was it?
Yeah, like it is a lot of the game you have to do. You do have to like engage with obviously the side content a lot. So it's like it's not something that you can just like quickly work on and decide to come back. It is something that you'll have to just get over time, which I guess I don't
know what's wrong
mind
with me.
too much. But it is just
I legitimately don't know.
it
what's
feels
wrong
like
with
there
me.
should be a
You
better
sure it's not
system
depression?
in place. You know?
I'm sure it's not
Yeah.
depression.
I don't know what that better system would be, so it's a bit
I don't know
hypocritical
what's wrong
saying
with
that,
me.
I feel.
I mean, finding the moves would be another. Like, we're
I
not
don't know what's
going.
wrong with
I
me
hate the
on
fact
the
I need to
whole.
bring it up and reawaken Leon's trauma with Yakuza 2 and Bangladesh.
Oh
but
no.
we could do like the idea. I love what Kaito Files did in essence, or technically Judgment.
Yes.
Where you find the QR codes and you get the moves. Kaito Files had the issue where you need to upgrade your smell to even if you know where the bloody move is. That pissed me off on the replay. It's like,
Oh,
I
yeah.
can sense a move, but I'm not sure if it's yeah. They can piss off with that, but something to that effect where exploration is rewarded. Because by going by the actual way that it's calculated in K3, after I'd done literally all of the Reaper stuff, the vast majority of the sub stories, maybe half of the Morning Glory, like actual kid bonding things, I still didn't have enough points to get the Tiger drop, which probably says something. Yeah.
That is one plus I'll give to OG3. If I remember right, when you get to Kamurocho, I think that's... I forget if you get an email from Kamaki or something like that.
Yes.
Wait, you have to unlock the Dragon Palace first, right?
No, you get the email from Kamaki at the same time when you go outside to just like not for the Stardust sub story, but when you're first outside of Serena next to Stardust.
Right.
You get a whole bunch of texts. I think one from Yu, even though he's standing next to you. But one of the texts you get is Kamaki. So
right.
I think he just says, "Come see me," blah blah blah.
Right. So you don't have to liberate the Dragon Palace again in the OG3 because I think you had to do that in K3.
Yes, you do.
Okay.
It's a sub story.
Yeah, exactly. But I think it's tied to because they are technically in the same building, but the dojo is on a different elevation than the casino, which would be tied to the actual sub story, I think.
Yeah. Which they made the Dragon Palace only one floor in K3.
They only buy.
Yeah,
oh,
well,
gosh.
like I was saying, the good thing about OG3 is that you can just go to Kamaki, and I think he tells you about his disciples that you learn the moves from.
Yes.
So
yeah.
you can just basically do that and get it over with pretty quick. Now, I recall hearing one thing that someone said when I was streaming, I think, where it kind of doesn't make sense for Kiryu to relearn it from Kamaki again. But why would it make more sense for him to relearn it from Miyazato?
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Do you want to stop watching this?
If I had to pick between the two, I'd pick Kamaki.
I kind of like how K2 does it, where you can't learn the Tiger Drop until after you fought the Tiger. And then you go to the acupuncture guy, stabs the needle in your backside, then Kiryu goes, "Oh, I remember to do that now." Like, no prerequisites required outside of just punching the Tiger with the Tiger Drop in the cutscene. Just like, oh, yeah. That's
So wait,
that was cool.
you don't have to go to the Coliseum for that whatsoever?
No.
Oh, damn,
No,
okay.
you literally just fight the tigers, and you can go to the acupuncture place next to the bar.
Bro.
Kiryu remembers.
You've
Because
single-handedly
like, the
changed.
acupuncture guy, for some reason, just can make you unlearn or relearn everything for some reason.
Yeah, also, while we're on the topic of, Kiryu forgot, I mean, yeah, he's a senile old man or whatever, but going the route of, Kiryu, you need to compete in my beginner tournament. My brother in Christ, this man liberated, if we're going by the original timeline, liberated Tokyo twice, Osaka once, technically. But if we include Zero also, like, he has proven himself so many times. He's beaten up more people than have lived in Okinawa. Does he really need to prove himself in a fundamental tournament where you can use both styles, so you can just beat the hell out of people? I ended one of the tournaments with a dragon finisher, and he was like, "Oh yeah, that's enough." Yeah, the dude is dead. There's nothing to do.
Hey man, Kiwami 3 is my first game. I wouldn't know about any of that.
Also point out the hypocrisy of him being like, "Hey, look after my daughter with her biker gang stuff, but you can't learn the extra stuff from me yet. No.
Oh,
Let's teach you the
yeah.
stuff that would help you with that, but no.
True.
Okay, on that record, another cool thing about Mr. Super Duper Master here, his daughter is awesome, and they have a really cool back and forth.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, on that topic, do you guys have anything else left to say about the combat before we move on to the side stories? Because I think
I was gonna say for Miyazato, I like his bar.
Oh yeah,
it's
really
a nice
comfy.
new building. Yeah.
Are you talking about Revolve Bar? Repurposed?
No.
I remember when I went
in this game.
What the heck?
Yeah, exactly.
It is nice.
He-
It is.
He kind of feels like the Yuya of Okinawa.
You know what would be
really
a
need
big
another
shocker to
mate
call
in
me
a town.
3?
That's a cool thing about it.
Dark.
Yeah.
If they
kinda
took
like,
out
you know,
Dante
there is like a
out of the game.
form of that in almost every game for Kiryu, where it's kind of your boss in Yakuza
If you
5,
took
who I still love to this day, he's still
Dante
voiced
out
by
of the game,
the big eyebrows. Yeah, that's the guy.
You're going to
He thinks
Japan and
he's
killing
Bushido,
somebody
I wanna
in
never remember
RGG
Bushido.
Studio.
But
Understandable.
yeah,
seriously.
Yakuza 4.
Someone will beat me to it. Multiple people will beat me to it.
Story for another time. Or rather,
You
in
don't
like an
take
hour
them
or so.
out of Yakuza, or at
I
least
feel like
the
we sound
you
like
know,
we're being quite harsh
any,
on
like,
combat, and we are because like we can see the potential
you
in it.
don't take them out.
It's not bad.
Sure,
Like,
maybe in a
it's
future
very
game
serviceable,
that
and
doesn't
like if
include
you
any of the
engage
original
with the
cast
combat,
and
I think
everything, and
it's
it's
quite
just its own
rewarding.
thing
But
of a new
it is
story
also
and
quite
everything, where
simplified.
everyone is kind of
Just-
like gone, or like
There's the underlying
time
makings
has
of something
progressed,
really
and
cool
it's
there.
a
It
little bit
doesn't
more in the
quite
future
get
when
there.
maybe Dante is
Beautifully put.
dead
Yeah, I
and
think I
passed
also
away,
agree
or
word for word.
Kiryu
All right,
and others are
guys, I
dead
know
and
this
passed
part
away,
will
then
have you
sure,
excited
that's
because we're
something
about to move
completely
on
different,
to the
but
side
the
stories.
original
And
games,
what
Maintenance of
better
Kiwami,
thing to
where
kick it off
Dante
with
exists,
than Bad
you
Boy Dragon?
don't take him out. If they took him out, I swear, I swear, I would.
Yeah. So, do we talk about the pace, or is
I
that for
don't know.
later?
Okay,
I
look, I
really
should
don't
preface
know.
this. I
I
really,
would
really
just-
like the actual side activity and
I-
even the
I would-
storyline.
I
But the
would
placement,
just-
dear lord, I had to fight every instinct in my
be
body to not uninstall the
devastating
game
to
at
a
that
point
point.
that I don't even know. I wouldn't even
I
know
also
what to
just
do with
realized,
myself.
for those who
Because
have
it's
no
like,
idea what
oh my
this
gosh,
is, this is like the
they
biker gang
remove-
stuff,
'Cause I
where
like
Kiryu
Kiryu, right?
tries
I
to
like
help out
Majima. I like all of the
gang
characters,
of,
right?
Mhm.
I have
bikers
they're great and everything.
to like
But
conquer
Dante
or
is my
not
absolute
conquer, but like
favorite of the
I
whole
guess
entire
liberate
series.
Okinawa from like
Dante
bad gangs,
is
and then
like
also
the
potentially
man.
take over
He's,
other
you know,
regions.
He's great.
So yeah, that's what this whole minigame is about.
He's an amazing character.
Now, unfortunately,
in the Yakuza
I
series.
guess
He's,
we could kick things off by saying that this
imperfect
is a major side
police
story that
detective
gets
and everything,
integrated into the main story,
which
to an
makes
extent.
them. But they did
in
him
chat
so
room-
well in that
about that
imperfect
later.
police detective way.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, because filler
right.
is its own
Character
discussion, really.
trope
Where do we
and
start?
such
How do you
that
guys feel about
he's
the
just
premise?
such a
Let's
good
start from there.
character. And
Maybe
he's my
Kokidoni can
favorite.
start
I
things off.
love him so much. And it,
Sure.
you
So,
know,
I mean, where do I put this? I already have an
if
affinity
they
for
did him
motorcycles. I
dirty,
don't have a license
they
for
got
them or
rid.
anything,
That
but
would just.
since I was younger, I
I-
was like, man, it would be really cool to
I
have a
would
bike.
not forgive.
So the fact that you
RGG
have one
Studios. I would
that's
not forgive him at all.
properly accessible
I
to you
would not-
within the actual activity is awesome. You can
would be done
sort of
with that.
customize it. You can do the Akira slide, which thank God to whoever implemented that into this activity. The fact that they added another
Like,
essentially another
you
clan
don't-
creator
don't
type
remove
activity,
Mac.
but drawing from the Gaiden era.
And you
so
don't remove
no,
the guy
you know,
that's
tower defense,
another
whatever,
guy
but you
that's
actually
been
play through
in
it. Is
all the
excellent,
games.
and it didn't
Like,
feel like it
literally
overstayed its welcome
all
for
the
me at
games.
least.
As
But
the teacher
again,
to teach.
I
stuff
think the only issue
for
with
skills.
it, and it's
You
kind of
don't
harkens back
remove
to
them
how
and
Pirate
replace them
Yakuza
with
did the
some-
acquisition. At the point when I
some
started Bad Boy Dragon,
wannabe,
I'd already beaten Dark Times,
whoever,
and
as
yet
they
you
said,
don't get
the
access
Yuya
to the
of
members that you
Okinawa.
get from the campaign as a result of having
Sure,
finished Dark Ties until
whatever,
I believe
Yuya Okinawa,
the
but we already
second
have
or
a Yuya.
third fillery bit related
We
to
already
Bad Boy
have
Dragon.
one. We don't need
Had
another
they been
one.
accessible from the beginning, that would have been amazing.
Yes.
It's
agree with that.
unironically after it asks you to get the initial members. We know this because of obviously speedrun stuff. Because we thought
Yeah.
we'd have to ban the dark
It
side
is
stuff because of the fact that
the
it would influence the number.
I
That you
guess
But no, it's
it's
they
a thing
just
that
they want
RGG
that stuff.
Studio has been
I'm
doing
assuming
for
that's
a
also where you
while,
get the DLC
and it's
ones,
just
'cause I don't actually have access to the DLC.
making
think so,
bad
yes.
decisions.
Likewise, I don't have any. I also didn't have Ichiban as well, so pre-order man doesn't exist in my game.
Weirdly enough, I have the DLC, but not Ichiban.
Ah, interesting.
Bro escaped the allegations finally.
Man's gone.
Completely. Yeah, he doesn't exist.
If I remember right, in Pirate Yakuza, you
I
get
don't know,
access to all the DLC casts
Like,
from
I'm
the get-go,
already
don't you?
kinda
Like
done
that actually
with-
saves you time.
Yes, and no, actually, the interesting thing is they don't
RGG
count
Studios
towards the amount of crewmates. They're
Oh.
separate. It's weird.
That's the weird
It's
thing.
very weird.
Which,
Yeah.
thank God they haven't
is
done
pretty
anything
odd. For-
that stupid
It's
yet.
the extremely.
It makes you worry for the next Yakuza game, huh?
That means we don't have to,
Oh,
do
yeah,
any
no, yeah,
weird
definitely,
leaderboard
definitely
rule
does.
stuff
It
with,
definitely
you're not
does.
allowed to have the DLC installed. Unlike
It
bloody
definitely,
Infinite
definitely
Wealth,
does.
where they give you like with the Ultra Deluxe Edition, they give you these packs of materials.
So
for
I would,
weapons
I guess
and, like,
the question
create
is,
crafting.
if it
They're
was
just-
a
they're
brand
by
new
default, and
Yakuza
they use
game,
automatic
would you
first,
get it?
which- Yep. Okay.
Yep.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's
Not a
story
remake,
for another
but a
day
new
with
one.
Sega and its DLC practices these days.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
So
Um,
actually, I should have asked this earlier, but have you guys
I
beaten
don't
Bad
know.
Boy Dragon to the end? Because I haven't actually.
No.
Not yet.
And what if it was
also
just
boils
more?
down to-
What
That's
what
the
if it
thing,
was
I'm
just
sure
more
you're gonna name
Ichiban?
a particular individual who has dog in his name, but
Dog boy.
It's-
Dog
If it was
boy.
just more Ichiban,
Mame boy. But like the moment that they added
If they
that
swapped
whatever
it
it
to
was
beat 'em
second or
up,
third filler, where they were
then
like, "Oh yeah, I need to help the girls before I
that'd
leave
be
for
a little better,
Kamurocho,"
but if it's
that
more
had
of the
already soured me on
turn-based
the
stuff,
progression of it. The activity itself was
and
good, but it's like,
kind of
no,
the
please, the Yakuza 3. One of the few things that you can
offhand
legitimately
kookiness and
criticize
such
it for,
that's
speaking as a Yakuza 3
kind
glazer,
of
is the pacing. And yet, despite the
a
fact that we removed a ton
little
of
more of
quote-unquote
the
filler,
kind of
the
just
fact that we replaced it
weird
with filler that is
kookiness than
completely
just
relevant to the critical
the
path isn't gonna do people any, or rather, it's not gonna do this activity any favors
funny
because it's great behind all of the issues of, oh, you need to
what's
do
it
this to progress,
kookiness.
but
Okay, how about this?
Probably
Probably
takes
not.
longer to do
What happened with
because in
more
the original-
Majima?
And
I didn't
would
time it.
absolutely
Hell yeah! If it was more
argue
modular, then
that
hell yeah.
whatever was in the original game is not filler because that's what they wanted to put in.
Though,
The game.
depending if they
yes.
did
Yeah,
modular
that's just
already.
the content
I
that
don't
people
know.
don't.
That's
like.
a
I think
50-50
filler
right
is
there.
Like absolutely.
Yeah, it's a
But it's-
50-50 right there, but
it-
just
it
in the
definitely
sense of
isn't filler now when we
it
think
would
about
be a
what we've
good
lost.
business decision for them to do more modular.
Yeah.
It's
like,
him,
that
It
in
wasn't even
itself-
the substance of it, it was
and
just the placement.
they
because
brought back the
activities
same
that
voice
they
actor and
are
all
incredibly
that.
important for Kiryu
It's
moving forward, and
Man
why we
Masters
care so
doing
much
the
about
English
orphanage.
dub and all that.
It was just that
Would you be fine with
things
that?
like Riki Mask and everything, as
I
amazing
would
as
be
they
fine
are,
with that.
you shouldn't have
I
placed
would
them
definitely
there.
be
You
fine with
shouldn't
that
have
because
had this
them doing
extensive
something
break
more with
either before you
Majima
leave for
would be
Kamurocho
a
or
good
before the
business
story once
decision,
again
and
picks
it would-
up
that would
to
be
do
a
all
good
these
idea
things so that you
because
can help each and every one of the kids.
Majima
But looking at it now, it's like
is
we're gonna
great and
get there
everything,
eventually
and
with
it
all the cuts.
has
Like,
always felt like
this is
he's
a
been
lesser return on the investment. Let's put it that way.
left
Honestly, it's
of
kind of impressive
not
because
underrated, but
in my
left,
first stream of the game,
left,
which was like 10 hours, maybe 3 hours were just Bad Boy
left to the
Dragon, like
side
the
with a lot
mandatory
of
stuff.
things. I mean, he's big
Oh
and
god.
he
Yeah,
has his big
was
moments and
brutal.
everything with Kiryu's story arc and all
Like,
it's a
Mhm.
modern
through everything, but
RGG thing.
there's
And
a
they've been
lot
doing
of
it for a
things
while.
that
they have.
The obvious point of comparison that we all have and that everyone will
seem
have is Don
to
Doko,
have been kind
where
of neglected
none of
with
us
him
mind
in terms of
RGG
screen
introducing
time.
their
Well,
side
maybe not screen
activity
time, but
mini
like
game and getting you to do a round of it because that's what's always happened in this series.
I don't know.
Like
But
from
that's
so
why I
early on,
really
that's always
liked
what's
the
happened.
pirate game and was
And,
really happy with that.
RGG
Despite
rightly should be
anything
quite
and
proud of
everything
some of these
anyone
mini games.
else
I actually really like Don
would have
Doko as a whole,
said,
but
because
when it takes up
it's- I mean,
literally
it's more
20
Majima.
minutes, and
Majima's
especially in
getting,
stuff like New Game Plus that
you know,
you can't skip and it completely resets.
Majima's actually
The
getting the
pacing
spotlight for
just
once outside of the
collapses. And the
two
issue
moments
here,
that,
for those who have not played
he
K3
had,
and wondering
or
why we're so
the few
adamant
moments
about
he
this,
has,
you
and
get introduced to Bad Boy Dragon, then you get told, off you toddle, go do story stuff, and then you
3
get
and 5,
back 2 chapters later,
or no,
and
4,
it's like,
four.
I should go back to
He was
Kamurocho.
in 1. He was in
First,
1, 2, 3,
Bad Boy Dragon.
4, kind of.
A little bit
5,
of it
not
either.
really.
Yeah, and it was,
It's
He was
like
in-
not
a
really,
third
but
of
He wasn't
the
in
entire story.
6, kind of.
Technically, the whole mandatory.
He was in
subcontent
7,
is
kind
as
of.
Ruben said, it's been around here for a while. Even Yakuza 0
time
had it with real estate and cabaret.
him.
Yakuza 5 had it
Yakuza
with,
5
Oh,
had it.
play
yeah.
him?
XD and yeah.
The only
5
time
may
you get
actually be
to
one of the
play
first ones to
as
do
him
that, but
was in
even
Yakuza
then, putting
0
aside how long
and
the
Kiwami
Saejima
2.
trek to the
The
mountains lost,
the side
even that
story.
felt like
22
less of
minutes.
an insult. 22. Oh dear
I thought
lord.
you played him in
I get.
one of the
I've
times
Oh,
spoken
you
on this
also got to
already,
play
and
as
it
Legman.
definitely is like an economist thing.
5
Like,
or
we
4.
have bang for your buck.
Oh,
We have a
Legman.
campaign that's
If
the
we're
length
talking
of
about
blah, blah, blah.
Legman,
It's
you
one
get
of
to
the
play
reasons
him
why I
in
think when
4
I
and
look at
5.
people saying, "Oh, Dark Tides
Dude, what I'm
should
saying,
be
I
longer
thought-
for the price." By the way,
one
it's
of the
integrated
characters
into
you
K3,
swapped
so you can't
to
argue about the price. But
along
number
with
2, it's like
Saejima
they still
and
have
Legman
filler
was
that,
Majima.
No,
to me at least, not
No.
counting the chapter 3 bit,
I would know
really
that.
doesn't overstay
No.
its welcome. 1 or 2 activities
Yeah,
are
just
enough.
misremembering.
If you know,
Yeah.
you could say the same for the Akame network. Like the people
But,
that didn't do sub stories and they were like, "Why do I need to do fetch quests for an hour?" Because you didn't do the bloody sub stories. That's why it takes you so long to get through it. So again, I get it. On paper, when you look at how long to beat, it's a longer campaign, but that doesn't mean it has more substance.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's a great point.
And I think as well, the important context and like the whole substance thing is also what we've lost, which we'll talk about in a bit, because it's like, yeah, it's sticky.
Yeah.
It's rough.
Well, I guess to try and add a few things,
Oh yeah, we were talking about Bad Boy Dragon.
I do like the squad stuff. I do like the fact you can customize each squad. It does the usual RGG fan pandering of here's the Obitarian,
Oh God,
here's
please.
Gondarawa. And like I feel like we all accept with modern RGG that this is just a thing that happens now. And like I do like the fact that they're just not sub stories.
You sure you're gonna be okay, Dark? You just seem so.
From,
I know you're out of it right
know,
now, but yeah,
I like
you
when it
sure
did
you're
that
gonna be
in
okay?
Yakuza, because it's like, it's the fun, quirky. Hey, look at this character that shouldn't be here at this point in time.
Do you want to sleep on it? Go to
don't have
sleep
interact with them,
early.
they don't in the main game. That works.
I don't even
mean,
mind
I'm
the
not
whole
tired.
this character is
I mean,
not
it's only
supposed to be here, but they're
4:21. I'm
here
not
because it's
tired.
just
I
a side
slept
thing.
till
I don't mind that. Like, I fully get that as a
almost
gameplay
4
thing. But can we
PM.
just? I just
Damn.
realized. Can we fucking let it sink in that even though the Obitarian has no sub story, she's there. But Komaki is not there even as like a bad boy dragon member. Like, what the fuck, bro?
And you can't argue that, they don't have a model for him. How many games have he been in the Dragon Engine?
do.
He's been in K2, he's been in Infinite
Wealth,
which was,
yeah.
Exactly. This is one of the few games that doesn't have him. The rest of them, in some capacity, I think 6, 7. Those are Oh my god, I just did the meme. No, Yakuza 6 and Yakuza 7. This wasn't on purpose.
Oh my
6,
god.
7.
Go,
So
go,
yeah,
sorry, we
Yakuza
have to cut you off.
Oh god.
Yakuza Like a Dragon 6,
7.
the man of the Song of Life, and Yakuza Like a Dragon 7, la di da di da, do not possess Komaki. But other than that, I think he's in most, if not all, of the main lines. So why K3? Why?
See, I didn't even
And the
mention Mac because
spin-offs.
let's give him the benefit of the doubt and say, oh, they don't have a Dragon Engine model or whatever. But
That's a lie.
Komaki, there's no reason not to, put him in some capacity.
Yeah.
Yeah, also the inconsistencies with the subsequent games, because Mac and Yonashiro and, all of them are mentioned in Infinite Wealth specifically. And now they don't exist, basically. Sorry to cut you off, Rube. What were you going to say?
No, I was just going to agree with that. That's all I was going to do.
We're not even getting into the fact that at this point, the timeline doesn't make sense because of K3 and 4. We're going to get to that eventually, but they have basically broken the timeline.
So it'll be even
Bad Boy
if they
Dragon.
decide
Yeah.
with
Yeah,
whatever
they
they
have.
do with
Yeah,
Yakuza
yeah,
4
they
to
have.
bring back the likes of, Mac and Kamaki, then what was the point of not including them in K3?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Seriously.
I like how we're
I
like ranting
died.
about all of this, like in the Bad Boy Dragon stuff, when we still have a whole lot of things later to rant about.
Yeah, that's the thing because
This was the-
Yakuza like to
we
talk
won't, 'cause we'll be
about
coming back to
some
them
stuff
apart.
and some
Exactly.
sub-story that happened in the previous game.
Like Bad Boy
Right?
Dragon by itself is fine. I don't think it's
Yeah.
bad.
How are you gonna do it now without
It's,
Mac and
it's
Komaki
fairly
now?
fun, like setting up all these like different members that
Exactly.
could be fan favorites, like Mina, for example. You can get him if you beat Dark Ties. The DLC characters, Saijima, Majima, and you also have obviously the story, the Bad Boy Dragon story characters, like the girls. And I think you can also eventually recruit someone like Miyazato. You have like a lot of choices, and just
Dog Boy, too.
Dog Boy. Dog Boy, hell yeah! My beloved.
Now welcome back, Estate.
It's nice. It's very, I think, for lack of a better phrase, Gaiden coded. Like in
Oh, yeah.
the first Gaiden, you can build all these Coliseum characters. In Pirate Yakuza, you can build your ship crew. It kind of feels similar here. So, in terms of like, I guess, feeling unique, you can really feel, again, the Gaiden codedness, but it's not a horrible thing most of the time. Again, there's still some fun to be had, but like we just mentioned earlier, like there are some things that kind of make it a bit of a murky experience. I don't know, like this is the kind of thing that just kind of makes me think of Yagami more than Kiryu. Like this is the kind of thing that he did in Lost Judgment.
I'm not sure if this was 100% right, but I know that Kimura Takuya, or Kimutaku, he has, I believe, an affinity for riding motorcycles, which is one of the reasons why the actual activity in LJ was introduced. I'm not sure if it was something that he did in the movies quite frequently, where he would be, or the television series, but apparently he
LJ
does have an
stuff.
affinity for it, and you can tell that a lot of the assets are just
Turning into
very
into
like bike club coded from LJ.
abbreviation acronym.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do think
LJ,
it's.
Lost Judgment. Jeez.
Should I say it's an improvement? The biker stuff was not bad in LJ. I thought it dragged a little bit, maybe.
Oh yeah, the
Also, I
biker
did
stuff
not
in Lost
appreciate Sneakin',
Judgment.
but that's just
Remember that?
Yeah. The biker stuff was kind of.
So yeah, I
funky
do like
funny.
that. This is a more combat-oriented biker thing, all in all. What about you guys?
Yeah, it's kind of the
Which,
same as like
in
we were
some
saying earlier.
parts,
In
I
that it's
actually
like, very
kind of
basic.
like.
It's serviceable. It's enjoyable, but it kind of lacks depth. Like
Hmm.
for those who don't know, like for the main stuff, it's extremely Muso light. So you basically go
Right,
take
yeah.
bases with your other squad. You have to go to help them out, get off the bike, blah blah blah. But it doesn't do anything outside of that. Like you have these really cool like weapons and stuff you can get. You can get chickens. Chickens go and ram
You
into
can get
people and can hit
chickens.
you as well. It's pretty funny. It's pretty nice. It's got some creativity to it, but it doesn't really expand upon the original idea. Like for the basic of just go take bases, go fight people. It's kind of it. Like it's got a storyline to it, which is nice. If you ever done a Yakuza side thing story, there's Three Kings.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
of course.
one's called Dog Boy.
Right.
Cool.
Dog Boy's the best thing to come out of this.
You have to do Dog Boy stuff to continue the main story. So thanks, Dog Boy.
Can I just mention this one specific thing? When you get access to the weapons, how useless the pineapples can be.
Oh yeah, they're terrible.
Like sometimes they actually do knock back the enemies, and other times they do nothing. Did you say your thoughts on it, Gokidoni? Should we move on?
I mean, yeah, I enjoyed it. Admittedly, I haven't finished it yet, so I'm not sure if it really takes... If it drives off a cliff more so than it already is. Because at this point, it's halfway down the end of the cliff because of, again, Dog Boy and everything. But the actual activity, I really like it. And the fact that they also have different types of it. Because one of them is the regular go from one garage to the other, and you steadily progress to the ending. But you also have the ones that are just massive battles, one of which takes place in Seiryū High, which I thought was a really funny reuse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was cool.
Don't worry, stick with it till the end. I'm sure it's going to save Kiwami 3 as a whole, like completely, single-handedly.
I will also say one thing that does annoy me about it, actually. There is one sub-story that for some reason is tied to Bad Boy Dragon.
Oh
And
no.
that's the
please.
last one that I
No.
haven't done.
No, don't tell me
Leave
it's
it
that one.
to Akko-san.
I hate that. Can we just okay, Rand? I hate that.
Right, I forgot about it. So, in Kiwami 3, they did added new sub-stories that were apparently very boring and soulless.
Glazing is to be expected. They are a big deal. But the amount of
Why am I not
okay,
surprised?
nothing against her. I think she used to sing very beautifully.
I think it was more boring than
But the
anything.
amount of lip service here,
That
and the
was
amount
the
of rewards, and
issue.
that god ugly statue that I can't get rid of, that now
God.
tarnishes morning glory, and the wallpaper.
So yeah,
and
instead of like
and I haven't
keeping
even
the
done second one. The first
116
one, thankfully you can skip out on it
sub-stories,
after the
they turned it
lengthy
down to
expository dialogue.
32
You can just say,
sub-stories.
when they ask you,
Because I
do you
guess
wanna
it
help us
didn't
about
want to
Okinawa? Tell us
remake
about the culture.
all
No, actually, I
116
would prefer to hear the regular
sub-stories
story.
in the Dragon Engine.
Dude, I am so glad you can actually tap out of that in the main story, because I tried.
Yes.
You
yeah.
can.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to
It's
be
like
another
the Minato
mandatory
Bros.
sub-story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's one of, because I think I said it at the time, like when I was casually playing. I think it's one of those cultural
Man,
things where she
that's a
must be, like,
wild thing to
actually
say.
genuinely quite
A
popular
sub-story
celebrity in
that's
Japan. But for those of us
mandatory.
in the West who have no idea who she is,
That kind of
it is just,
that kind of defeats the purpose of
what's going on?
calling it
Like,
a
why are we
sub-story.
doing this?
Because
Like-
a sub-story
like, we can't even,
is a thing that you
change
do
the
on the
the
side.
catchphrase, like leave it all to
Right?
Ryu-san.
Yeah.
That's about the only joke in that bit that just kind of works.
My-
Because everything else is just
Story
like
should not
so
be
her-coded
mandatory.
to obviously
'cause
her
it's
Yeah.
career
supposed to be just
that none of us know about it. So it's like,
side content that
like
I mean, even
you
then,
do
this wouldn't really be an issue. Sorry to
if
cut
you
you
want
off.
to do.
yeah, no, go on.
I
Yeah.
thought of, okay,
Don't
what
make
would
it
be a
something
way
that
for
you
that
have
really
to
click with
do to
someone.
continue
an
on
example
in
from
the
Judgment.
main story.
One particular television series that I've grown to love after realizing that Kim Utaku was in it, that being the series Hero. I highly recommend you check it out if you like the lawyer shenanigans, or technically different shenanigans in the television series. But if they had a sub-story that was just a direct reference to that show in Judgment, then I would absolutely get it, because it would be relevant to the main actor and the actual activities of the story. But Aqua doesn't have anything to do here. They throw in the whole part where she sings Bakamitai, which is just okay, sure, I guess you're a vocalist and everything, and you're apparently a television
Did he
celebrity,
just
but it's
call it
just
Baka
shoehorned into
Mitai?
the
I
critical
think so.
path
I'm not
with
sure.
as much great. They're probably giving her more lip
Baka
service than some of the legacy
Mitai.
cast, which is why it's so
Oh my
stunning
God.
to see.
Yeah.
Yeah,
When you put it that way.
yeah.
My, how do I say? No disrespect.
Angela.
But also
It's
seeing that one
Angela.
cover art where there's Kiryu, Mina, and also her, it's like, I'm sorry, but
that.
like,
Yeah.
I'm
God.
sorry, man. I can't. I didn't know the second sub story for her is tied to Bad Boy Dragon, but I guess now I know why I couldn't get it to trigger. So
Yep,
thank you.
Surprise, it's Akko in Kamurocho, which is what my chat told me, and yeah, it's in Bad Boy Dragon for some reason. I'm sure.
Oh, you took a
Which
nap,
also means she'll
Angela?
probably turn
That's
up in Bad Boy
crazy.
Dragon.
Oh,
yeah.
absolutely.
Spoilers, I guess. My bad.
That's fine.
Oh no.
Yeah, I'm,
mean, this
I'm
is
sure
the
that
spoiler
knowing,
cast.
you know, your final sub story and Akko-san being in Bad Boy Dragon will give you the drive to finish the mini game. But I think the issue that I have with it, and I wonder about a lot of people, just to like slightly bring it back, is the whole, you know, it is forced upon you for a relatively long amount of time during the main story. Like,
Yeah.
that's the thing that turns me off. Is that stops being side content and it becomes a
Yeah, exactly
mandatory
what I was
thing.
saying.
And like again, I don't mind them, you know, giving you the first version, the tutorial version, because that's what these games have been doing for years. But telling you then to go away and then 2 chapters later saying, "Hey, you better have done this," you know. Like I feared the entire time for chapter 10 because of the fact that chapter 10 was the last big orphanage chapter. Until I literally asked Leon, "Please let me down gently. What do I have to do? Like, am I gonna have to do more of this? Like, is there something big coming?" And thankfully there wasn't. But I think, and this is something for kind of the later discussion that we're gonna have. I do wonder if they front loaded a lot of the new side activities because it's a remake and because they wanted you to experience.
What
you
happened
know,
after drinking
all
2
this
whole
new
bottles
content
of
earlier.
wine? You drank
problem
2 whole
is how much it's
bottles
just
of
forced on
wine?
you.
That's
And
crazy.
especially
Yeah.
Bad Boy Dragon.
They did
Sometimes I
that.
do see comments saying, "Oh, this has been a thing
They
for
were,
a while. Why is
drunk
it a problem now?" And for me, at least, it's not a
earlier.
problem now. It's been a
That's-
problem since forever. That's the whole point.
That's crazy.
Imagine
Like
being
I want them
drunk.
to like work on that.
I mean, it's like you said, it has been going on for a while, and going back to Yakuza 5, it's already been there. But the thing is that they always had this degree of moderation regards to how much of that you would be exposed to. I remember, I think it may have been Yakuza 6. I was speaking to my girlfriend and I was like, "Hey, you know that one side activity where you go spearfishing and it's a first-person thing?" And she was like, "No, what are you talking about?" She had never experienced that particular side activity. And that reminded me back to when Yakuza 1 was originally still being pitched. And they talked about the cabaret, which was readily available
Where
in
is
the
she?
demos that you would do on, I think, TGS or something to that effect.
Right,
But
the
they've explicitly
cabaret
said,
club
"We
thing
know that our
in
games have a
Yakuza
ton of
0
content. We just
and
don't want to beat
Kiwami
people
2
over the head with it.
was
It's
kind
there
of
if you want to
boring,
find
not
it, but
gonna
you need to
lie.
go out of your way to find it." So
I
to
fell
that effect,
asleep
when I see
when I
something
was
like
doing
Bad
that
Boy Dragon, or
minigame.
some of the
That's how
sub-stories,
boring
just
it
keep
is.
thinking, how would you feel if a mandatory mandatory cabaret segment was there, where you had to romance one of the ladies to like 20 hearts, like it used to be in OG Yakuza 3? Would you think that would improve the game, or if it would put people off from the actual activity by
Oh
nature of how
god, I
much you need
wouldn't
to
do
do
that
and how
myself.
frequently?
That would make it
Put people off
worse,
easily.
actually, if they
Yeah.
did that.
Hell no is all I have
Put
to
me
say.
off when you said it just now.
Exactly.
I would say, like,
Gaiden
why?
almost did it, by the way. Well, I say almost, but like
Yeah.
they had you go to a hostess club as part of the story, but at least you could like just
Yeah.
leave and go about your way.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Yep.
can just suck or outright skip everything.
Yeah.
We call it case on feet skip because the first hostess in the club is actually case on, and as soon as her feet turn up on screen, you can skip and leave. Case on feet skip.
Oh, shit. Well, that's crazy. I don't know what happened. I just died. I just went into the void.
See Kiryu bond with the kids.
Well.
You get to see him like play with them, cook for them, just like one big happy family. Really good
I was
stuff.
wondering if it was gonna be me or him.
Now, the price I talked about is some of the story stuff you saw in OG3, where Kiryu interacts with some of the kids.
If it was
that
me,
has
I
been
would have just
relegated to
ended my
this as well,
stream.
so you don't get to see that unless you go out of your way to do it. Tai Chi wrestling, I think that might
Am I stuck here right now? I might be stuck. Okay, never mind. Alive. I don't know what happened. I died.
I have a lot to say.
Yeah, your voice was cutting out and everything, and I was like, oh, VRChat's having a moment. I was waiting for it to happen. It was either going to be you or me, and it ended up being you.
Is it?
Damn.
Yeah, sewing.
Sewing,
Oh,
thank
yeah,
you.
the activity.
Yeah, I would say suing, but
This is why English is a bad language. It looks like that. It looks like it should be pronounced weird. It's not. I used to live in a place called Reading, which is spelled Reading. Which to anybody that spells reading. No, yeah. No idea why. Just is. So English, yeah, terrible language.
I kept just saying suing, and chat told me like, are you saying this on purpose? Because it's not how you say it. Like you say sewing.
It
I was
looks
like,
that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
It does look like that.
You were just doing an Ace Attorney reference.
there's Uni again.
One might even say a lost judgment reference, but we won't have to worry about that franchise until well, possibly ever. But yeah. Yeah, so you have the sewing, you have cooking, straight from Pirate Yakuza. You have which is kind of feels like a Mario Party game. What else did you have? Dragon Reverse, I think it was called, like a board game.
Yeah.
Oh, I have returned again.
You also had the Asian stuff. So
Oh,
basically
man.
Another Life, including the actual billboard where you get requests for selling
I'm kind of afraid now because I might die again, question mark.
I've actually done pretty much none of the Asian gardening, so I have no idea how that works. So this was kind of new to me.
VRChat is
Keep it that
happening.
way. Please.
Which,
Speaking as someone
funnily
who
enough-
Platinum Dishin Kiwami, don't touch it.
Yeah.
Is your voice crackling up? Oh god, oh no. Oh no, oh god, oh god, no, no.
There it is again.
Any of the side stuff with the kids,
Oh, I
which is very weird because that's the one thing that I.
Why
was
is my
super
ping
looking forward to from
190?
K3.
What,
That was, like,
200?
The one thing that I kept saying like constantly was just, "Hey, this is
It's counted down.
something they can expand."
Oh
on.
man,
It
I'm
wasn't
gonna
about
die
it.
again.
Four,
Oh
Is
man,
that
guys.
a
I'm
statement
gonna die.
Two,
me for
I'm
not
gonna die.
like wanting to do that stuff, or is that a statement
Oh,
on the fact
Uni's still
that,
here.
That's how it's done?
You wouldn't want me to die, huh?
The latter. Definitely.
Yeah, I definitely don't think it's bad. Like from the stuff I've actually like done of it.
I see how it is.
But I
Okay,
think this
man.
is a big thing that we'll talk about. With
You don't want me around.
Something you brought up like initially about how
around.
the initial like in chapter
yeah,
Counting down to my death, I see.
All of that pretty much is just gone from the main story.
Yeah.
Which a lot of people called filler back in the day, but if it's something that they want to say in the main story,
You're the
it's
main
important,
event,
and it
Uni.
is
I want you
because
around.
it shows Kiryu's relationship with the kids. It gives you a reason to care. So relegating all that stuff to side stuff, I don't think necessarily has the effect that it should have, because the actual kid stories are one of the big reasons as to why I love OG3. It shows you Kiryu's human side.
Yeah.
And now it's just you don't see it. It's not there.
Yeah.
Like
Yes,
like,
making Kiryu less human
Let me
now.
tell you the amount of times, like on the stream when I was playing K3, the amount of times we had to get sidetracked by Bad Boy Dragon and the chat was just yelling, "Kiryu, go back to the kids, bro! They're hungry." Oh man, priceless.
God.
Yes,
And
as
that's
the
funny
state
thing,
said,
'cause
I
they
went to
did-
the
they
void.
did leave the well, I'm not even sure if you can classify
void.
it.
God
as
damn it,
the
Dark.
Izumi one. It's still
Guys,
there,
stop
it's
throwing me
the
in the
standard.
void.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
Also,
Yeah,
the
the other
tutorial
weird
tool.
thing, which
Huh?
obviously
Oh, God,
Kiryu's
not
supposed
again.
to know about.
Oh god, not again.
He's just there.
I'm
We have a
pissed
dog.
off at that.
Cool.
He just
You could get a
exists.
monk.
Don't throw me in there, man. Don't throw me in there.
Yes, you can.
No, I hate the. Okay, for everyone who doesn't remember, Mama is the first image in the first.
I don't need it. I don't need that to happen. I swear your voice starts crackling again, man, or something like that.
Bakamitai too. So why would you cut that whole thing with him, but then technically still leave the chase with him as one of the sub stories? Admittedly, a funny one, but I just don't get it. For every one thing that's amazing about it, it's just why would you remove this bit? It wasn't about removing every single kid's activity. It's just
Void comes for you. The void comes through. Like you'll float too. You'll float too.
Wait.
The void will come for you. The void will come for you.
Credit card scheme happening, Kamurocho 5 million times over.
God, everything evolves or comes back to the void. I hate it.
Back to exactly what we were saying before about the Bad Boy Dragon stuff, where some people who haven't played K3 will come back and then say,
Like, funny enough,
just get back to the main
from what maybe I got this wrong. Like, Kisu's phone character has something to do with the void. I was like, oh, okay. And then another streamer, Lupus, I think something about the void also.
It's frustrating. It really is.
And then, thank goodness, this other person, Tron, is not from the void or something like that, but they're like machine. Or android or whatever.
I will say that the way to get there,
and like RP, oh god,
it's not as bad as
I know, like at least 1, 2, 3.
It's not that bad to get
like one handful of characters that I know has the void. I was like, ugh.
You can pick a kid to play against in Dragon Reversi, which, hey, cool, we have Reversi. Like, yeah, holy crap! Like that's a game that probably should have been in the series from a long time ago. But yeah, we have a version of this game that's just pretty cool. Izumi smoked me.
I don't have the void.
I'm never going back.
I'm not even the void. I am the void comes from me.
You want to do it, and it gives you extra
I hate it. I hate it here.
Hang out with them. That is the stuff that I wanted from a K3. Like, and they do it well.
Oh, I need to unload my bulge. I mean, what?
Settings as well.
Yeah.
Yes.
Isn't Taichi like a 2-star in Dragon Reversi? Like my boy out there. I didn't know.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh,
catching,
remember the wrestling part in Yakuza 3 from Kong 3?
Broken. Oh my god. Do you know
they took a cutscene out where Taichi kind of does like some sort of body slam on Rikia.
And they brought back the 4-star. The thing that you
they took it out.
Yeah, something like that. That segment of that wrestling thing.
And you know what? It makes sense. But the behavior of the AI is broken.
Yeah.
Not in a good way.
I'm not sure. I can't confirm that. That's why I think they did. I'm not sure.
It's just a skill issue. I don't know. I tried it once and I was like, yeah, maybe next time.
I need to check it on the YouTube later if they actually got rid of it or not.
It's nice.
Actually, I can check it right now. Hold on, give me a second.
That's really all we have to say about this. We do have a lot of other things to talk about as well, so might as well just move on to those. So
essentially, bullet point 4 is like slow.
Yep.
At this point, yeah. Okay, one plus the
Let's
thing.
see.
Okay, I'm sad that you can't fish in a conventional way, but you can. That's one thing that I love that they brought back from Infinite Empire. You can go into the sea and actually fish, which coincides with the opening cutscene or one of the opening cutscenes for K3, which is cool.
Yeah. I feel like they're starting to look.
Whatever I did this way.
Changes and the removal we'll talk about very soon. I do feel like, unironically, with the side stuff, not sub-stories, side stuff like, bowling being brought back in, it does look like they're looking back and going, and, billiards, looking back at the older stuff and going, what's still missing? Oh, we can bring that back and work on that.
Yeah. So very quickly, I'm going to rapid fire list the major new content at first. So we have Bad Boy Dragon, dedicated orphanage side story like we just talked about.
That's weird. No, that's
fighting style, a new trainer.
Yeah, I think they actually got rid of it.
There's a bunch of smaller things, but those are
the whole wrestling, the whole part that Taichi likes wrestling and all that.
Minamida, and by proxy IF7, the virtual fighter not virtual fighter, virtual reality.
Yeah.
Minigame. Mac and by proxy Revelations and also Chase Battles, Kamaki, Hostess Clubs, Kamiyama, and along with them, like, equipment crafting and just the default equipment system, so you can't carry weapons or armor. Ultimate Battles.
Which the annoying thing is, he is in the game.
Yeah. Okay, yeah.
Yes.
They did get rid of it. That whole segment.
Ultimate Battles, completion rewards for every category, but I think this has been a thing for a while. So, like,
Do you even remember the whole wrestling thing that Kiryu and Rikia did for the kids?
Or if you unlock all the coin lockers, you get a reward.
It was on the
That's
beach.
been gone for a while, I think. Anyway, the
Dark?
Feel the Heat boss finisher system.
Are you muted again?
A lot of heat actions.
You're cutting out.
Commercial Lullaby.
Oh,
I mentioned
shit,
this
wow.
specifically because karaoke debuted with this song, so it has a lot of.
Am I still
importance
cutting
about
out
it.
right now?
The House of Extras, which
Yep.
included
Zam.
Alpha Survival Tag, All-Star Tournament, All-Star Tag Tournament, Haruka's Trust. This may be a blessing to some, it's not there. The Massage Parlor, and last but not least, Hostess Maker, thank God. And then, quickly listing the altered content. Again, not everything, but this is like the most major stuff. Coliseum is there, but heavily skimmed. Yonashiro, the weapons like master, is now Miyazato. Certain sub-stories return, but were rewritten. Only if you return, by the way, but we'll get to that. Hitman missions come back, but they're simplified a lot. The sub-story count is down from 119 to 31. So that's the most... that's like the most major stuff that I can say about cut content, new content, altered content.
The most egregious
And now we
changes.
can really talk about all
All
of
right.
it finally. So, where do we start?
It doesn't sound good when you list it all.
it
That
does.
is beyond not sounding good.
Between the new
It's
content and
atrocious.
cut
It's a
content,
war.
it's like that one
It
video
is
where two Italian guys
it's
were
a
like, "Okay,
crime.
I'm gonna list every country that
Am I cutting out still or no?
something to that effect." And it was just
No,
a
no,
fast
no.
forward of, you know,
Anyway,
Australia,
before
Albania,
anything
Azerbaijan.
else happened, the wrestling part where Kiryu and Rikia does it for the
Want to
kids
be
on the
unfair to
beach,
Gabe, but
right?
That's the thing. There are some things to like.
Yeah.
That's gone.
It's also
That's
hard
gone.
Not to sometimes sound negative when like you know you're missing out on all these things that could be there but are not there. So
I'm very much the same, and I kind of want to start off with the thing that I'm most negative about, and I think it's going to be the same for the majority of the community as well, and it's the sub-story stuff. And I've said some stuff in the past, like before Cave.
Yeah.
Like I've been saying for a long time, Kiwami's always, you know, remove sub-stories and stuff, and you know we wouldn't be getting like, you know, stuff like the 20 heart hostesses or get a 5 under par in golf and get those sub-stories, which you can do without those. That's fine. But it's the ones that we lost that are so annoying. Like the 7 mysteries of downtown Mewtwo. That's such a big chain. Like, and you don't have to have them as 7 sub-stories in this game. You can have them as 3. But the annoying thing, one of my favorite set of sub-stories in the original that's like in this game that is heavily like changed or redacted, is the group that you walk into that get injured and fake being injured. I love that they're back, but in a game that has 31 sub-stories, of which one is Amon, why do they take up 3 in the list? Like,
I was gonna talk about that.
what
Yes.
are you doing?
You don't have
Like-
just one chain sub-story. You have like 3 at least. Like the guy on the beach.
Yes.
I heard.
Yep,
Wait,
Yeah.
seriously? Oh no.
Yeah. So
yep. Mr. Kami
Technically-
hit me.
yeah,
Oh, wait,
technically
yeah.
like 9 sub-stories really are just like 3.
Which is literally like over a third.
Exactly.
Exactly. Yes.
That's dumb. Like,
Also,
I'm
it is.
sorry,
2 of
that
them.
is dumb.
Oh
Yeah.
god. You have 2 Octo
I'm sorry.
sub-stories. God damn it.
Like, I don't want to be unfair to K3, but this is unacceptable. And like, I'm gonna say it briefly because I don't want to keep harping on about it because I've harped on about this on my own stream a lot. RGG say that they are very progressive, and you know that they are very forward-thinking, and they worked with Yakuza 3 Remastered, where they reintroduced a sub-story about a very trans-positive sub-story about a woman named Ayaka, I believe her name is. And
think so.
they keep going back and referring back to that sub-story as, hey, look at us, we're pretty good. So then why remove it from the remake? You can't say that. You can't say, we're still trying to be progressive and then remove one of the most progressive sub-stories and referring back to yourselves. You can't do that.
That's pretty
so
bad.
I'm so mad.
It's
Genuinely so mad about it. Like, and I think this is one of the other reasons as to why, and I said this earlier, why a lot of the community is quite angry, is because for a lot of people, you won't have had experience like OG1, OG2, or OG Ishin. The OG Ishin Lad Ishin has a lot of the same similar sub-stories. But for OG3 to K3, OG3 is a game that a lot of people have played. Maybe not as loved, but a lot of people have played absolutely. And a lot of people know the content and are excited to see it. There's some sub-stories that are back, like the guy that is in bankruptcy and is going to jump off that very small bridge into what in the demo was Lucasade water, which thankfully was fit. And they changed it up in a really cool and neat way, where there's a second person there. Like, I kind of like that. I think that's kind of neat. It subverts your expectations.
Yeah.
But it's just so frustrating, in that there's so many good sub-stories that are just missing, and like a lot of people just want to experience those sub-stories again, or in that slightly changed manner. And you waste a third of the sub-stories on change the sub-stories, and it's just I want to be like a little more positive towards K3, but in this situation I can't. I just cannot. It like we know going into it when Konami that it's going to cut stuff, but it is just so
That's
much
cool.
just cuts. It's ridiculous.
Absolutely.
Sorry, I feel like I've brought real downer to this here.
No, not at all.
It's so frustrating.
If
It's like, I genuinely like this game. This does affect it. It does drop it. Like,
If you weren't the one to bring down the mood, then I probably was going to be the one, so don't worry about that.
For me,
But-
my favorite sub-story is gone. My favorite all-time sub-story is gone.
Which one is it? Which one?
Murder at Cafe Alps.
yes,
yeah.
yeah.
The most puzzling thing about all of this is that, you know how certain sub-stories have had the positive to them where they would have pre-rendered cutscenes. Almost all of them are gone here. Data's Pride is still in, but then Murder at Cafe Alps is no longer here. The one where Kiryu acts out a movie scene and people see his dragon tattoo later on is also
Oh
there.
yeah.
Obviously the
Oh my
Transportivity one, which is a
gosh.
really cool one where out of context, if you don't know anything about the sub-story, you just see a girl smack the shit out of Kiryu, and that's the end of the cutscene. And you have no, it was such a good out of context scene to add in as well. Like, I don't know.
That's a
Also,
Yakuza
the
4
most dark
sub-story, I
ones.
think. The slap one, right?
Did I misremember
Oh
it? Because I know Kiryu was involved, but oh dear, was that the same sub-story?
She was in Bantam at one point.
I think that's a 4 sub-story. But
Okay,
I think...
maybe I mixed up those two. My bad.
No, that's fine. I think... I'm trying to remember if there's more sub-stories in the... Oh, yeah. You have the one with Rikia's childhood friend. That's also gone.
Yep.
Oh,
Our boy
Yeah.
Akimoto.
oh,
Oh
just
yeah,
gone.
Mizuki.
Zam.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's gone too. Like,
And
we can...
they've added, like, to give some credit, they have
Yeah.
added new sub-stories. There is, as
I'm
Goku
imagining
mentioned earlier,
these studios
there's a
is
very
this
nice one in
tiny
Meme.
fish right
there's a
here.
very funny one with Meme,
Small
which I
and
believe isn't that a
insignificant.
multiple part, or am I wrong on that one?
I am not sure.
I can't remember.
I mean, here's the thing. It is a multi-parter in the sense
But
of it's tied to the Nudie magazine, but Mame is only available in the second one, where we have
Yeah.
that chase scene with him. That's the
Yeah.
thing.
And also, we should say that there are more quotation marks sub-stories than the 31, because some are in Dark Ties, some are the
Yeah.
kids in the orphanage, but they don't count towards the sub-story total that we're talking about. And the important
Yeah.
thing, again, is just the fact that, it is the original ones that have been cut. Like,
Yeah.
and it's so especially frustrating when there are ones that return, like the injured tree.
God, I need
the bankruptcy guys,
8,000
and
for
they
the
do some
next
cool stuff.
for
Like-
tier discount row 4, man.
It's-
8,000.
it's a weird thing where.
Wait, hold on, though. Should I save up for that or get the tier booster row 1, which is only 1k?
Bump and scam thing. Just leave the area, the marker reappears, and you continue the sub-story. Because there's also stuff like that
God,
with the
again.
where a girl, like the daughter of a guy, wants to go to Tokyo to be a journalist.
Yeah.
That one is still here, and it is.
Am I breaking you up again?
Like a continuous one.
No,
So we
you're
could have
good
gone
now.
that route here, but they just.
I was saying, should I save
I was
up
also gonna mention, you
up
have
to
at least,
8k to
I
get
wanna say 2
the
mandatory
tier
sub-stories. I
4
know the raffle one
discount,
is
or
mandatory.
get the tier
I
1
forget-
booster,
I think there was another one, but I just can't remember which
which
one
is
it
like
was.
1k only?
And then, like
Get
we
the
said,
boosters.
we
Like,
have the 3
boosters.
bumping
Okay.
sub-stories with the guy in Okinawa, 3 of the dodging guy on the beach, and 2 aqua sub-stories. I think there's another chain that I'm missing, but just when you look at this, again, it's hard not to just feel like bummed out about, you know, what could have been with this game. But, you know, sub-stories aside, it's unfortunate what happened to them. There is some good sub-stories there, but again, it's just hard not to compare. Let's talk about
And I
something
think
like... Yeah?
Sorry, just before we move on.
Yeah.
I think the bigger issue here is a not K-free thing where, for us who are saying, you know, like, if you want to experience the sub-stories, like, people would say, hey, just go play Yakuza Free Remaster. Yeah, that'd be great if it was easily available still.
Yeah.
Like,
I still
you
have
can
it.
get it on PC at
I haven't.
GOG, or they've fixed the bundle on Steam so that you know, only pay for the games that you don't own. But outside of that, if you're on console, you're out of luck. You gotta get physical.
The damage has been done with the Steam thing as well, because a friend of mine, he played most Yakuza games on console, like way back in the day. So on PC, he doesn't have all the games. He only has K2, I believe, for some reason. So now if he wants to buy Yakuza 3 on Steam, he has to buy every other game. Like, he can't handpick Yakuza 3, so it sucks.
Yeah. And even the bundle itself, it used to be cheaper, but now because of Zero Director's Cut, among other things, it's just spike-touching price. It doesn't...
Yes. Yeah.
God.
This is something that Sega does, and I love Sega to bits, but this is something that Sega does, and other companies have done this, like Capcom, where they see the remakes as quotation marks, the definitive version, when it's not. And the other thing is, both versions can coexist with one another. Like, as Capcom again found out recently by re-releasing the original Resis 1, 2, and 3 on GOG. They were actually, there was an interview and they said they were very pleasantly surprised by how well they sold, because funnily enough, people like to see where these things come from, and especially when they're so different. It's why, you know, I've been saying for a long time, if RGG wants to get some goodwill back, release OG1 and OG2, even if it's not physical, as like a digital game. Like, you'd have to do a little bit of work, but you can still use the basis of the PS2 translations, obviously, for them. I'd appreciate it if they, you know, did a bit more work on them, because they were, you know, very rough for back then. But we're not talking redub the game. We're not talking, you know, redo all of this. Like, just make it readily available, and you would get a good bit of goodwill back. And again, if you market it in the right way, you know, this is the origins of the series, see how it all began, stuff like that, people would absolutely check it out. Like, it wouldn't be as big a seller as, you know, even a remake like K3 is, but it would go a long way, and it really would.
I mean, at this point, you would have actually two
You're making me worry because you're not fishing right now.
People could interpret this as being like, why they're so negative. We're individuals that predominantly...
Yeah, you're making me more and more concerned.
It's just...
Each time I look at you.
We wanted to do better. This isn't clickbaity shit here, you know?
Yeah, we know RGG can do better.
I'm just saying,
you know,
I'm envisioning this tiny fish as RGG Studios as I slam it into
quality slipped it.
water.
Your standard slipped. Like, we know you can do better. Please do better in the future.
So,
like,
if I ask you right now, are you upset because what RGG Studio is doing right now, or what?
Could have been with Guamitsu. You know, you're missing out on, like, they could have done this, they could have done that, they could have done that. But, you know, alas, they have not. That's really all there is to it. This game could have been more, but it's not. Also on the topic of like
What?
ports with Capcom, they also
It's just-
ported Dino Crisis 1 and 2 on Steam,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
which is
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah, they did it on GOG first, and on Steam they have the Enigma DRM.
It's like
Unfortunately.
something.
Yeah.
Because you have a DRM
Means
free version that
nothing.
you've already just
It's just
released.
whatever.
I don't know who wants to pirate a
Absolutely
1998
means
PS1
nothing.
game, but yeah, you know, yeah,
Just
all right.
a silly game.
Yeah.
Silly company.
Again, just kind of pushing for RGG Studio to also do the same thing, like release the classics, because the only thing you're missing out on is money, you know? Like, just do it. You're probably going to get some nice profit back for probably minimal work, so just an idea to throw out.
And like it's the thing of having the original Yakuza 3 readily available. If people are disappointed by, you know, K3 lacking content, they can get curious and go and buy the other version of Yakuza 3. Like,
Yeah.
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 it's such a weird decision.
The only version of
It is.
Yakuza 3.
I get it from an economist standpoint. I realize that I keep coming back to
Just,
this.
I
but
mean,
to
I'm
me,
glad
the
that I
only
have
logical conclusion
that I
is
bought
they may have known
that
this was gonna
bundle
be
that
a game that
gave
wouldn't
you
really click with a lot
3,
of people.
4, 5
As you see here,
remastered
loyal fans of the
on
series have
PC,
legitimate issues with the
so I
game.
can literally
So
go
in an
back
effort
to it
maximize
whenever I
profits,
feel
same
like
thing
it
with
and play
Yakuza
it.
0. Oh, you have the new version. Play the new
Mhm.
one. Buy the new one. And it just results in negative word of mouth. And it has happened so
And-
many times to the point where I'm not sure whose decision it is in the actual chain of command, if you want to label it as such. But if it hasn't worked out positively so many times, you'd think they would knock it off. Same thing with the, you know how they started or attempted New Game Plus to be paid DLC in Yakuza 7
Yep.
in Japan, and then everyone in the West, including Leon, one of the few people to actually speak up on that, and thank you for that. Because
Thank
of
you.
the negative word of mouth, we actually got it as a proper New Game Plus, you know, integrated in the game. But then they tried it again with Infinite, and it's like it didn't work out the first time. Why would it work out the second time? Same thing with here and the delisting. Just keep the games up.
There's, how do I say, there's a lot that is kind of hard to tell, you know, because stuff happens behind the scenes. We don't get to see all of it, right? But
Yeah.
Gaiden didn't have New Game Plus. We made some noise about it. And then Pirate Yakuza ended up advertising, I think, in one of the directs, saying, oh, don't worry, guys, New Game Plus is coming in an update. That was nice. That was something. It should have been in the base game, you know? I'll say that, but it is something. And then with K3, it's not in the base game, but it came with the launch, like, update. So once again, it's something. I feel like there might be some people behind the scenes that know that we want this stuff, and they're trying their best to get it out there, but not
Absolutely.
everything is going to go their way.
The kind of like new stuff also like tying into the side content. One thing that the game's been doing exceedingly well since Gaiden is the new emulator games. We now have not only do we have
yeah,
Model
yeah.
3 emulation, we have Naomi emulation. Like,
Yeah.
oh my god! Like, I know they had the interview. Of
I don't know
Rogan
what time
who
I'm
was,
going in
you know,
tomorrow.
I'm
You
paraphrasing.
going to sleep now?
You know, went to the bosses and said, "Can I do this?"
Yeah.
Yeah, sure, why not?
All right.
Like,
I'm
more
going
things
in
like
at
that. Like,
3 or
I know we're
3:30.
lamenting
I
the
don't
lack
even know.
of and the loss of like side stories and like certain side
You know,
content.
also
But
before
there are
you go,
efforts that they are
you
making
know,
on certain side
again,
content.
RE9 is literally around the
So,
corner.
It's
And
just
since you
frustrating.
get
It's
it,
really frustrating.
get it and
As
Yeah.
you might
all
like,
sorted
like,
out
it is nice
for
to
me
have fun
and
with
blah
that,
blah blah.
you know?
I think
Yeah.
I think we'll enjoy it.
It is definitely.
Also,
Yeah.
the arcade. It's probably
And,
one of the most positive
and,
surprises
hopefully
I never would have anticipated.
We'll
from
try
the
our
release
best to
of K3
forget
and
about
BT
what
is the
happened in
existence of
Kwame.
something
Sorry.
called Slash Out. We're gonna talk about it later, probably. But
Ooh.
I
It's
didn't
the
even know that's
new
a
Halo
thing. And
5.
I
The
spent
new
like an hour
Voldemort.
We
just
don't
looking
talk
at
about
I
it.
wasn't originally just going to
We
the
don't
internet,
talk
just,
about it.
recording
Never
a tiny
existed.
bit of footage
Don't
or
know what you're
whatever.
talking
For
about.
me
It
to
doesn't
realize
exist.
we have a
Oh,
fantasy
you want to play it? Just
slash
play the
sequel slash
Yakuza
spin-off
3
to Spy Out
remastered.
that was helmed by Nagoshi and a lot of the older alumni like
Lamau.
Shoji
Anyway.
and Daisuke Sato. Like that was such a cool
Wow.
surprise, and I had no idea it was gonna be here.
Yeah. Apparently it's like a Spike Out like sequel, which
Yeah.
obviously we got in Gaiden. So
Yeah.
yeah. And then also on the other side of things, the Game Gear. They brought a
Oh,
Game
yeah.
Gear
Yeah,
into
yeah.
this game. We actually have Sonic in a Yakuza game, not
Yeah.
just Sonic the Fighters.
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah, Pac-Man too.
yeah, which is wild. Like, And it might be like the Game Gear versions of stuff like Shinobi and Streets of Rage, but they're surprisingly competent games. Like having played them, like it like there's some good in here. There's some very good in here, but it just hurts when you look at like everything.
You should probably,
Yeah,
Yep.
definitely.
if you're
Yeah,
going to
also
sleep right
about
now, you
Slash
should
Out
probably
for
go
it,
because
because
this
I
this
did
video
play
is
it,
pretty
and
long.
I was actually surprised at how really good it was.
Jeez,
Yeah.
I mean,
There's still
it's
2 more
essentially
hours
like
to
that,
this
and,
video.
again,
That's
I
why.
really,
Oh my
really enjoyed
gosh,
Spikehouse. I knew
2
that
more
Maverick and
hours
the others
of
have
this.
worked on stuff before then, but I never looked
Good
into the actual
lord,
sequel
Junie.
history.
What?
I'm a huge character action guy, so the
That's
fact that the
crazy.
broader genre, of which character action would be a subgenre, so hack and slash, was actually something that was attempted by people from one of my favorite studios, was amazing. And when I played through it, I was like, when I saw the character select, I'd assumed this was just going to be something akin to Fighting Vipers or something closer to Soul Calibur. I thought it was just going to be a beat 'em up game, but to then be left into this pretty early days of 3D fighting arena, and you have admittedly a simple setup control wise and everything, but you have an actual goal to work toward. You have a combat loop that is really fun to do amidst its simplicity, and that you have an actual level progression system and multiple paths that you can take technically, and 5 fully realized levels with their own bosses. It was just, again, I was originally just gonna play each of the 3 new activities for maybe 3 or 4 minutes for the video. I was completely enamored with Slash Out. So again, if you're one of the people that likes older hack and slash beat 'em up 3D stuff, I really recommend it. It's awesome.
Yeah,
Might check it
fully
out.
agree with that.
Yeah, I haven't played that.
It's like it took me like 2 to 3 stages to realize you can actually charge your magic as well. It was like, oh, okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
Like, there's a surprising amount of depth to it for what is essentially an arcade game.
Actually,
Yeah.
you
And does the arcade
realize
thing.
the
I think
lake
last level is really
stab
bloody hard. And all 3
thing.
credits.
Let
Ooh,
me-
yeah,
let me-
that one. Okay, they may have gone a bit overboard with the eyes shooting the fireballs in the shadow.
Can't dodge them.
Exactly.
Do this one
But the
first.
cool thing is that the shadow enemies that you go up against in that last
just-
level are the
yeah.
ones that you haven't selected. Or actually, I
Yeah.
think even the one that you selected is also there,
Yep.
which, yeah, they're harder and it's awesome. And then you have that giant baby that you fight. It's like Bayonetta or whatever.
Yeah, it's so cool. It's genuinely so cool.
Oh, come over and do
I don't know if
Yeah,
you
excellent.
tried it as well or not. The ambulance game.
Oh yeah, that was
that
such
rocks.
a weird one.
It's so silly. It just rocks. Like,
But it makes sense because you always have that artificial timer in racing games. But here it's like, no, if you drive like an idiot, the person you're driving in the ambulance is gonna die. It's like, yeah, that makes sense. It gives
it's so
there's
funny.
actual stakes, and people drive like morons. It's like you're playing GTA. They will just keep trying
Yep.
to bump into you at later points, and it's cool.
It's all happening in Chicago. What is happening in Chicago? Like,
You know,
why is the
Chicago.
entire city on fire at one point? Like, what's going on?
God. I mean, yeah, those 2 activities I absolutely love. But then the third
No,
one I can
but-
take or leave because, okay, I just realized that we haven't really explained the activities. So yeah, slash out,
Yeah.
hack and slash 3D environment, you get the idea. The ambulance, it has 3 words in it. Ambulance rescue something. I can't recall the full name.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is essentially it is a driving game, I believe, from the first person perspective. You
Yes.
drive
You
around.
can go
and
third.
Oh, you can. Okay, I didn't
Yes.
know that one. So yeah, as Fru basically said, you drive around a very hectic map. You have an enemy in the back of your ambulance, and you need to drive carefully to the hospital. There's obviously a shit ton of obstacles, and every bump in the road decreases the timer and worsens the condition of the patient that you're driving. And then the third activity, I don't even know how to describe it beyond saying it's the setup for every on rails escape section in a vintage cartoon you've ever seen.
Yeah.
It's just that.
I think it's one of those where the game itself was probably a lot more fun to experience. The fact that, like, and I love the fact that, you know, they have the actual model for the arcade cabinet, but it's one that, like, you like a minecart, you lift up and down. So
Yeah.
you're not going to get that same kind of feeling with obviously like an emulated like video game, but like it still does a decent job. Like,
Yeah.
it's still not bad. Like, it's nice to have.
Yeah, it's
And
really
I-
weird to control it just. Yeah, go.
No, I was just gonna say I have not played the Game Gear whatsoever, and I can't believe
Alright,
there's that
my
much
turn to
stuff
end
in
the
it, So I
stream.
guess I'll
Yeah.
check it out.
I think it's
Hold on,
12
let me-
games or something like that. And the fact
So,
that they've got, like,
with
free
that
from
being
Nintendo,
said,
including
next
also
stream
Nintendo
will be
Ooh,
Cool.
cool. Cool.
Like,
Yeah.
ooh,
RP
that
in
was such a
VR
bizarre
chat,
thing.
which
I have
I'm kind of
a bit of a
skeptical
newfound
about
admiration
what's
for
gonna
that,
happen
'cause
during
the country
RP.
that I'm from, in the
And then after that, we'll be Weathering Waves with the second half of 3.1, with probably doing stuff with Luke. See what happens in that. And seeing what happens with him and all that, blah, blah, blah. And yeah. And hopefully later this weekend, maybe, will be Resident Evil 9. Hopefully. I don't know. Hopefully. But yeah,